What's going on, everybody? So let's see if this camera works. So I'm trying a new camera out called an Osmo. It's a gimbal, and we'll see if it works. Follows you around and stuff, so see how it does. But we'll wait a few minutes to see if people show up. So hopefully everybody's doing well. The lighting looks horrible for some reason. That's not better. See? Trying new cameras out here. See if we can get these lights to turn on. Maybe I'll turn the back ones off. Big countries out there and smoking cash. Let me turn these lights off, see if it works. See if that helps. I think that might be better. Can you guys actually hear me? Before we continue on and I make a fool of myself. Gigabytes, what's going on, buddy? Evening, y'all. On call, waiting for phone to ring. Oh, I hear you. Big boom countries out there. What's up, boom country? We got big country and boom country. I like it. Got Chris Estes out there. Sound as a pound, Rick. All right. Gigabytes. I guess that's good, right? Let's see. Okay. Sounds like we're doing good. We've got a few people in here. If you get a chance, hit the thumbs up button. Let's see if we can get the old, when we used to get like a couple, I don't know how many we used to get, maybe 100 in here all the time when I was doing this regularly. It was a lot of fun. And I always hear like, man, I missed your guys' live chats. And it's been a lot of fun. Actually, the last week or so, had a chance to hang out with X-Ring, and we've just been in the same town again together. So we've been hanging out a little bit, but it's been fun. If you've seen any of the recent videos, I'm in one of his videos. He's in one of my videos helping me out with a rifle that had some things we had to figure out. So I don't know if you saw those videos or not, but kind of want to talk about 2025 season. So 2025 season is going to be really busy. Like, what's up, Abigail? Like last year's season. So last year, I think it was 15 matches around the United States, and then traveled a lot through Canada and Alaska, and those were amazing. Had a chance to swing by and see Iceland, not in the Sprinter van, and that is a beautiful country. If you guys ever get a chance to go there in the winter, I think I went in October and November, and just it was beautiful how I almost said summer solstice, but that's not it. The the lights. Why can't I think right now? But basically, help me out. What am I talking about? What am I talking about? Smoking cash. Jeez. Guess I haven't had enough tea today. Come on. What is the lights in the skies at night? Northern Lights. Thank you, Smoking Cash. And it was amazing. Out of like 10 days in Iceland, there was like 4 days of the Northern Lights, and it was gorgeous. Got a chance to do some ice caves and lava caves and beautiful waterfalls everywhere, and just amazing. Got a chance to climb glaciers and all sorts of really cool stuff last year. So it was neat. Alaska was amazing. Canada's national parks are amazing, beautiful. What people think of when they think of America's national parks, I think are even a plus to some of the national parks. And for those of you guys that really follow me around on Instagram, where I'm kind of showing pictures of all the places that I'm going, there's some beautiful country in Canada. So hopefully, it's the 51st state. We'll see, huh? No, just having a little bit of fun. But I've been very blessed. I've been very lucky, and I've had a chance to see a lot of cool stuff. So last year I hit all 50 states, so I had a chance to do that. So I got to check those all off the bucket list. I got a map of the United States that was given to me, and it's kind of got like a lottery ticket, like gold scratch off. And every time I shoot a match in a different state, I scratch it off. So that's kind of my bucket list now, is to shoot some type of competition in every state in the United States. And I got quite a few done. Maybe half, somewhere in there. So I still got some work to do, but it's been fun. So this year, and I haven't shot a 22 I had some people email me like, do you shoot 22 matches anymore? And you know what? Last year I didn't even pick up I don't think I even picked up a 22 rifle, just traveling around so much. It was nothing but shooting NRL hunter matches. That was keeping me busy almost every weekend. And you'll kind of see, I'm going to show some of my calendar stuff, or at least talk about it. First I'll show you last year. So these aren't all of them, but these were NRL hunter matches that I went to last year. So let me see if I can fan them out a little bit, but basically just a shit ton of matches. And you can see there was matches that were horrible. There was matches that were really good. And the thing is if I'm kind of in some other state per se every month when the season starts, and there's really no time to practice, but being on the road, here's some of them. And I kind of score them on the back. If you guys haven't seen that before, I'll actually score the matches, and it gives people ideas of what matches they might want to go to. And I have my favorites, but it's been a lot of fun. So this year is going to be kind of cool because I've never shot a match in Canada, so this year I'm going to do 2 of them. And I'm kind of excited about that. It's going to be a lot of fun. And then I'm going to do one in Alaska, which is going to be kind of fun because I've never shot a match in Alaska. But I'll kind of go through these. There's a couple I still have to sign up for. Like on Monday, I have to sign up for Cody, Wyoming. And how it works is that you can't just sign up for all the ones you want to go to through the years. As the calendar starts whittling its way down through the months, then the matches actually will open up, and you need to be quick about it. So if you're if you're not familiar, if you're a member of NRL Hunter, meaning you signed up, you paid, I think it's like $100 dues, and you get a membership and some other stuff, but they track all your scores, which is kind of cool. You will get a week prior to it opening to the normal public. So it makes it nice if you're really trying to travel around and get to matches before they fill up. So there has been a couple matches that I couldn't make because they filled up so fast. And I was like, damn, it was like less than 24 hours. So there is certain matches that are very looked at and sought after. So if there's one, and Cody, Wyoming is going to be one of them as well. Cody, Wyoming is beautiful. So it's in obviously Cody, Wyoming, but it's just it'd be the west of Cody, Wyoming. And Cody, Wyoming is beautiful in itself. It's a beautiful town. They got museums and all sorts of cool stuff to do and look at. And then right down the street, maybe an hour away, is Yellowstone Park. They got Buffalo Bills Reservoir, beautiful mountains everywhere, and pretty rivers that are coming down the mountains. But you actually shoot on, I think they call it Sheep Mountain. So you're basically at the top of this mountain, overlooking the reservoir, and I have videos of it that you guys can see, and it's just gorgeous. But you're shooting a very steep inclines on one day, and then the next day you're shooting up, or vice versa. It depends. I've only been to 2 of their matches, which I think are the only 2 that they've had. I'm not 100% sure on that, but it's just beautiful. I mean, you get stunned by how pretty it is. You're like, I don't even need to shoot. I could just sit up here on this mountain and watch things walk around, and just beautiful up there. But March is kind of the start of my season. So I did shoot a match in February in Texas. So my first match was in Texas, in Wortham, Texas. And that was a fun match. They did a really good job. It was kind of their first time doing one there. Match directors did an amazing job, but it was fun. So I went and I picked up a new van. If you guys haven't seen that yet, or RV or whatever the hell you want to call it, Ray calls it a swapmobile. But it's going to be so much more comfortable having the extra room. So that'll be kind of nice. But now that it's March, so I did okay on that one. I got a 3rd place in factory, and that was with that crappy ammo. If you saw the videos I've been having issues with, I actually shot that ammo and got a 3rd. Wish I would have shot something else just to see what I could have really got. But not this weekend, which is, now, but next weekend I'll be in Georgia, Blakely, Georgia. And then I got to haul ass to, so after the 12th, which is in a few days, I'll be gone for like 6.5 months. So I'll be waving goodbye to the house and come back to it later, but I'll be gone. So I'll be out adventuring. So Blakely, Georgia. And then we go to Wisconsin, which is in Sparta, Wisconsin. And then the next weekend's Brownfield, Texas. And then I'm going to drive to California for a few days. So I'm basically going to go from Texas to California, get some van upgrades, doing some cool suspension stuff. And I'm going with the super singles and 33-inch tires on it. So I'm going to get a little more clearance and just beef up the suspension a lot, not quite a bit. So then after that gets done, I got to haul ass back to Virginia. So then I got to go all the way back across the country. And these matches that I'm telling you about, I'm actually going to be RO in Georgia, Wisconsin, and Texas and Virginia. Those will be the ones I'm RO in. Actually, I'm not RO in Virginia, I don't think. Or maybe I am. I didn't write it down. But then from there, basically, I got a weekend off and I'll be headed to Idaho. So looking forward to seeing my buddies in Idaho and friends and family. So that'll be kind of pretty awesome. And I'm missing some comments, so let me start here. Get yourself a Goatland scope. A Goatland scope? The candy scope like. Oh, Brian Duchesne retracted something. I didn't see it, buddy. Let's see. James, what's up, James? Buzz the Clown. Let's see. With that Burris scope, you did a video with Ray. Be good for, I'm going to assume you're in a NRL Hunter series. He was saying there's a couple people that use it. I don't know. The time you saw me on that rifle was the only time I had used it. I don't know if it worked great. I could see some benefits to it, but I could see some downfalls if your electronics go to hell, which, can happen to anything. I don't know. It would be something that you'd have to just try at a match and see if it worked or not. The problem is you basically go up to the sighting post, you got your left and right limiter, and then that's where you kind of look for targets because they're in that pie shape. So they have to be within that pie. And if you can find the targets, I guess I should put this over here so I look like I'm looking at you. Then it's, but if I go to the position with my rifle, I'm going to be moved off somewhere to the left or to the right, and I won't know the angle of where the targets are going to be. So yeah, once you find a target, you can range it, but the problem is that target one for that stage? So there's a lot of times where you'll go and you'll see other stages targets out on those mountains. So you may not, I don't know. I mean, there's some cool things to it. I think the only time I would use it if I had it was when you can only find, out of 4 targets, I only found 3. I was running out of time. And then all of a sudden I still had, say, like 45 seconds left or 30 seconds. Then I could kind of just keep looking around. And then if I got lucky, oh, there it is. And I could range it and then shoot it. Like that would be a benefit in my mind. But for the most part, I'm already finding that I'll find the targets with binos, range them, write my dope down, get into position, and then kind of shoot them from there. When's the match in Wisconsin? The match in Wisconsin is 21st, 22nd of March. 21st, 22nd, 23rd of March. And then Texas is the 28th, 29th. It's basically on here every weekend from the 14th down is a match. And then I have the 4th and 5th off of April, and then basically shoot a match in Virginia, have a weekend off, and then back to Idaho. So I got to go from California or Texas to California, then Virginia, and then back to Idaho. So I've been putting some miles on that van. And then I got a week off. And then I'll be in May, I'll be in Canada. So that'll be cool. I'm excited to shoot Canada just because I've never shot in Canada, like I said earlier. It's called the MDT Canadian Rocky Mountain Hunter. So that's kind of neat. And there is one other match in Canada, but I'll be in Oregon, Madras, Oregon in May as well. And then over to Utah in June, then Wyoming, then Alaska, and then back to Canada. So that's Alaska is the only match I'm going to fly to. I'll be in Idaho with my buddy after Cody, Wyoming. We'll head back to Idaho, and then we'll fly our asses to Alaska, fly home really quick after that match, and then drive up to Canada. And then that's June. And then July, I'm empty so far. So, and then the Grand Slam, which is like the NRL Hunter Championship, they call it the Grand Slam, is actually on my birthday. So I'll be turning 54 years old or young. So that'll be kind of cool. I'm going to assume I'll make it just between all the matches. And, you know, as long as you place, if you do one good placement, they take your top placement. So if you get a first, you're basically guaranteed to go to the Grand Slam. I didn't go last year. I got invited to go, but I was too far west and I wasn't going to head all the way back to Iowa. I was headed up into Canada at that time. Okay, let me catch up. Oh, Smoking Cash says he'll be in Brownsville. Nice. That one's coming up soon too. Let's see. Let me catch up. Gagabyte says 8th MOA better than quarter. Prefer MOA over mill, and prefer single focal plane than second focal plane than first focal plane. I'm the backwards. Me and Gagabytes are opposite. I love mill reticles, and I like first focal plane. So how easy was it to offload all the burger? Well, luckily I have a connection with a very good, and I've showed it. I called it the honey hole spot to buy ammo. His name is Pat. There's a few of them over there. There's JoJo and Pat and a few of them, but they're at Blue Collar Reloading in North Carolina. Look into it if you're looking for ammo in lots. That was the thing is a couple seasons ago, I was buying stuff like a Cabela's where it'd be like, you know, like 200 rounds at a time, and they'd all be different lots. So every time I'd shoot, bullet lots are a little bit different, you know, with speeds and stuff. Camera unit will power off. Why the hell? Is this thing even working? I don't even know if I was using this thing. Can you guys still hear me? Just type something in if you can hear me. Yeah, because I don't know. Let me know. It shows the camera on. I would assume I'm good. Yes. Okay. So Cash says yes. So it's working. Thank you guys. Where the hell was I? I forgot. Oh, lots of ammo. So Blue Collar Reloading is in North Carolina, and they do a really good job of audio's good. Okay. A really good job of having a lot of ammo in stock. So whether it's 22 rimfire stuff up to whatever centerfire stuff you want, they got a really good selection. I had called him because I had went there a few months ago. Can't remember when I went, but I basically bought 1,400 rounds, which is a very expensive deal, but I didn't want to have to reload, and I wanted just to have all the ammo with me. Yeah, blue collar reloading is awesome. Buzz the Clown says, just so I'd know I'd have enough for all the matches. Well, if you've seen the video that just came out recently, these three rifles they did not like this ammo. So I called Pat. I told him what was going on, and he may have seen the video. I'm not 100% sure. And I said, "Hey, do you have any Hornady 140s?" Because that's what I had tested it with. Now this ammo, because it still hasn't been tested with these rifles, may not work. But I said, "Can you send me 200 rounds?" So basically, I'm ROing that match in Georgia, so I'm gonna need to. Hopefully, it shows up pretty quick, and I'll probably just have to zero in Georgia. Hopefully, they got some type of zeroing, and hopefully, I can get a little bit of data at least out to 500 yards, something, and get some type of data for my Kestrel, and then I can download it into my binos. But we'll see what happens. I'm going to go with that bullet because it definitely shot way better. But that's how I got rid of it. Basically, I asked Pat if he would be willing to, because he knows all that stuff he had, from me, just basically sitting there just as I'm using it. So he's going to take that stuff back. I'm actually going to bring that to Georgia. They'll be out there shooting, and he's going to bring me ammo. Because I won't be back, like I said, for like 6-7 months. So he's gonna bring me I can't remember what I ordered, 1,400 rounds or something again, and then we'll just swap out the stuff I have and then pay him for the other stuff I got to buy. So in the end, he's saving me and hooking me up for sure. Let's see. Oh, I don't know, Manaloa? No, I'm not saying that right. Let me start over. Manalo. Is that how you say it? It says blue collar is great. I went there looking for a certain cartridge, and they did not have any on the shelf. One of the employees sold me from his personal stash. Yeah, the guys are super cool over there. They're all competitive shooters, or at least most of them are competitive shooters. They'll be in Georgia actually, which will be nice. I'll get a chance to see them. But yeah, they know what they need to have, and they have a good supply of all sorts of stuff when it comes to scopes and stocks and different. Not a huge selection of rifles, but they have all the gear, especially for reloading. If you're looking for something, what's some good 30 cal projectiles? I have a couple hundred Nosler 180s and some 147 ball projectiles, but I want to see what my rifle likes best. I don't know. Let's see what everybody else has to say. I don't shoot 30 cal stuff, so I don't want to give you any bad information. I was a little curious about your velocities out on those barrels. They seem slow. Yeah, the burger that I shot last year with the other Seekins rifle, I was getting almost everywhere I went was 2740. It seemed like I was always at 2740. The ammo seemed a little slow in the Hornady, actually, if I remember correctly. But power factor, if you guys don't know, if you want to try to make power factor, you don't have to if you shoot factory ammo, but I like to just in case I tie. And I hope that I have a higher power factor than somebody else, especially in factory division, because you can actually shoot against guys with 6 Creedmoor, so they're having a little less recoil and a little smaller bullet. So if you do tie them, you more than likely can beat them because you're Burger makes great bullets. Big Country's right. I really like big Burger stuff. Just that rifle didn't. Or those rifles didn't. But it's like I said in the video, it's what it is. But Abigail, you can't go wrong with Burger bullets, really. Especially if you're reloading them yourself. Yeah, try Burger, Hornady, and Sierra. So it's kind of neat because I got a lot of the year kind of lined up, and then the plan was to kind of do some more adventuring in between these matches. I've been to a lot of national parks now, and I've been to a lot of them, like more than a couple times, but it's always neat to try to get off the beaten path and see stuff. And a lot of times I don't, I'll be in a hurry to get to the next match, and it'll be kind of neat when like June and July hits, or not June. June's packed. June I don't have one weekend off. July's empty basically. Actually travel around a little bit, do some fly fishing, that kind of stuff. Had a chance to do a lot of fishing in Alaska, some fly fishing, which was fun. I have an amazing river just down the street called Davidson River in North Carolina, and it's a kind of a big known name for fly fishing, great trout, and I just never go out there. So it's usually when I fly fish, I'm in some other state or something. I did some fly fishing in Idaho with a buddy of mine, Lance, and then in Alaska with the buddy and his wife, Jim and Terry. That was a lot of fun. I got to hang out with them for a couple weeks out in Alaska. We had a great time, caught a ton of fish. And so that's always fun. It's nice to get back and just kind of get away from everything. Having the Starlink's nice I put the Starlink on this one as well, just because there was times when I had no service for hours and hours in Alaska. So it'll be nice to have phone service, and not even like to talk or text, but to actually make it so your phone will give you directions and map stuff. I do have, I might have put it in the van, but I basically picked up a Garmin. Oh, here it is. I don't remember what model this is. Oh, and I'm going to do something this year I've never done before, which will be exciting. We'll get into it here in a second. What the hell model is this? I got old eyes now. It's the Garmin GPS 671. I got some old man readers around here somewhere. Where is it at? But it's this one, and it's got a lot of stuff, and I don't know half of it. It does have the SOS in here, and you can basically call in help. You can call the cavalry in. You can text people with it and give them your locations and just kind of tell them you're okay and all sorts of cool stuff. But honestly, I know how to use 1% of this thing right now. So this thing is more of a safety hazard because I don't know how to use my tools properly. And I say that from working in the fire service for so long. We got all these cool gadgets, but half the time, if you don't know how to use them right, they'll kill you more than help you. So during my 7 months of being around and out and about, I'll do some practicing with this and learn how to utilize it. I've done a couple hikes up here just to kind of see how it works and tell you how to stay on the trails and stuff. So I am trying to figure it out. But if I was to be honest, I would say I know like 1 to 5% of all the shit this thing does, maybe less. But it's kind of a good thing. At least if I do everything correctly, I can at least make it back to the van. You guys are quiet here. Let's see. Has the price of Starlink come down any? Was pricey the last time. So originally when I bought it, it was $150 a month. And I had the Roam one, the Roam package per se. And but it's you turn it on when you want it. So like if you turn it on in March, it's basically good for those 30 days or whatever, 31 days. And that's how it is. And then you can swipe it and turn it off. Even on, like, say I buy it on the 1st and I swipe it on the 2nd, it just won't charge me for April. I'll have the whole month still. So you can kind of do that knowing like, oh, I want to be at home or whatever. I won't have to pay for it. But I will say it went up to $165. And it wasn't like they asked you or, just all of a sudden it was $165. But I will say that it is well worth it. I mean, I can run, now that I have a TV and stuff in the other one, I can watch YouTube videos, Wi-Fi, computer shit. I can stream live if I wanted, all sorts of stuff. But mostly it's just good to be able to get maps, contact people if there's an emergency. Like, here's a good example. When you're in a spot, you're driving on the freeway, maybe you're driving on some back roads. Let's say all of a sudden there's a really bad accident, right? But you're in some middle of nowhere and there is no service. you'll actually have service. And having service will mean A, you know where you are on a map, and B, you can call 911 or whatever country you're in, or let's just stay in America. You can call 911 and contact some type of help, whether it's police, fire, or whatever. So that's kind of cool. I did a thing. I wanted to try something. So on the van, I don't know if you guys saw it. I put these stickers. So I had a buddy of mine. These stickers are like a vinyl sticker, and they're pretty cool, but they're pretty big. They're like 17 inches across, and I put these on the van just as a kind of a marketing thing and kind of a, I'm writing the van off basically. So I bought a couple things just to see how they were going to turn out. So I got some like shirts from. Have you guys ever heard of Sticker Mule? Sticker Mule. I've made stickers through Sticker Mule. Like maybe some of you guys have this sticker. This is an old ass sticker, but they're really high quality sticker. I got some new ones made with the new logo on it and stuff. And I got some keychains and just cool shit. I wanted to try all this stuff out just to see if the quality was good. So I bought a few, these little keychains, and they turned out pretty good. And then I have little stickers like that size too. But it's, I kind of brought them just in case, someone's like, hey, I watch your channel or whatever. I'll just hand out some small goodies, some stickers or keychains or something. Let's see, what matches are you doing this year? Oh, Manaloa. I already did them all, buddy. I'm basically shooting all of them except the ones I'm not going to. Do you shoot NRL, Hunter? Texas. I'll be in Texas, Georgia, Wisconsin, Texas, Virginia, Idaho, Canada, Colorado, Oregon, Utah, Wyoming, Alaska, Canada, and that's it for a while until the Grand Slam, and that is in Arizona in August, which is gonna suck. I don't know whose dumb idea that was, Travis Ashita, but Arizona in August 9th? Damn, that's a horrible idea. I want to do NRL Hunter. Currently doing NRL 22 PRS and IWI Gascon. Awesome, man. Awesome. It's a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun. Need to add Australia. I know. I want to go see you, buddy. Tree Feller. So if you guys don't know who Tree Feller is, he's actually been to the house here. Him and his Aussie team, Australian shooting team, came out for some national championships. So I had a chance to hang out with him. But I was looking at your Australian money that you signed that we put on the wall. And what is that? I don't even know what the Australian money is called, but I was looking at that the other day when I was in the basement. Mr. Tree Feller. Let's see. If you use Starlink service, good. Wait, if your Starlink service is that good, I can have you with a TV service that costs $9 a month that has every channel sports package. Available PPE. It's amazing and want to get Starlink and try. Yeah, Brian Duchesne, it is freaking amazing. All you need is the internet, right? If you can get the internet, you can watch Amazon Prime, all the normal bullshit that, basically just needs internet. And it works good. So yeah, it's so nice sitting in the new one, and I can put a table out, I can eat dinner, I can have the computer here and edit videos, and there is so much more room in there than the last Sprinter van. So it's freaking cool. At the moment, it's 63 cents for every dollar. Gotcha. Mountain Man, what's going on? Give a try. I did my first NRL Hunter match last year and got hooked. Yeah, Mountain Man, I'm glad. Which one did you shoot, buddy? I I got to give kudos to those guys. I'm not a big hunter. Oh, that was one of the things I was going to bring up. So I'm going to, for the first time ever, now let me give you some backstory. So where I grew up, I shot guns ever since I was young, like 6 years old young. And my job was to kill squirrels around the property, California ground squirrels. So if you guys don't know what those are, they're not like tree squirrels around here. These things burrow under buildings and get into whatever and eat all the wires, and they're just a big pain in the ass. So my job back in the day was to exterminate the squirrels in the area. So I always loved shooting not something, but shooting rifles and pistols and stuff. But as far as hunting, I was never a big hunter. Then I just started doing a little bit of dove hunting and pheasant hunting, just because I used to shoot a lot of sporting clay events, a lot of competition stuff back in the day. And then didn't do duck hunting or geese hunting. I'm like, no, I don't eat that stuff, so I'm not going to do that. And then I had a chance this year when I was in Idaho. There's one day, and if you guys are from Idaho and I'm not saying it correctly, let me know. But there's like one day where an out-of-state person can buy tickets for elk and deer. I don't remember what it was. I was just in Idaho those few days, and I'm like, well, shit, I'm gonna buy a buck ticket or a deer tag and just try it. Go hunting with my buddy. He's always been a big hunter. I got him into a hunter this last year. And I'm like, man, this is the sport for you. You're the actual hunter. You like to go, so this is like the perfect thing. So he fell in love with NRL hunting. Me, I just like shooting steel targets for the most part. But I'm like, you know what? I'm going to try it. So back in the day when I was a seasonal firefighter, which was, 100 flipping years ago, how it worked was you work kind of during the peak fire season, but you could never work more than 9 months, or they had to hire you on permanent. And this is basically right when you get out of the kind of academy kind of thing. Well, I was off during elk season in Thane, Wyoming is where I was. Alpine, Thane, Wyoming. Those two towns are together. And my horse vet at the time, his dad and his brothers owned a hunting company called McNeil and Sons in Alpine, Wyoming. And he's like, hey, do you want to go up and work for my dad for the season? And basically I'm like, hell yeah, that'll be awesome. So I got a chance to work as a cowboy and do the whole string packs where I had the string or the string of horses with all the gear and a lot of times it was just beer. These doctors and lawyers would come out and they would drink like nobody's business. But I'd be bringing the meat out and then bringing groceries and beer or some type of alcohol in. And it was a lot of fun. But I never went up with them to the hunting part of it. I was always traveling back and forth for supplies. So I never got to see that part of the hunting side of it. So it'll be kind of cool just to see the other side of how the hunting part works. So yeah, I'm going to be doing, what's up, Dick? That's what I call Ray. He calls me the same. So it'd be kind of neat to do the whole hunting thing with a good buddy of mine, Lance. So just kind of see how that goes. Let's see here. So I want to see where Mountain Man shot. Man, I gave a try. Waiting on Mountain Man. Oh, Price Utah match. Okay. Yeah, Price Utah was a good match. I would say the worst match, and I don't mean anything bad about this, but the worst match I went to, and it wasn't because of the match directors, it wasn't because of the ROs, it wasn't because of anything. It was Vernal, Utah. It was dusty and windy as shit. And it was like you'd have to wipe your bolt clean, every couple stages. It was so dusty. So that was the only downfall of that one. But yeah, Price, Utah is really cool. It's a great match. I've shot that one twice or 2 seasons worth. Yep, tree feller. Let's see here. Get your butt in bed. Book in October, either this year or next year. Might be something coming up for international shooters to attend. I'll take 2 weeks off work to show you around. Nice. Let's see here. Manaloa says, thinking of attending the Virginia match in the skills division. Virginia is full. So if you guys want to get on this, if you are actually thinking about shooting an NRL hunter, what you need to write down is nrlhunter.org and go to, you'll click on the thing, you'll get in the site, and then you'll go to hunter matches, and then find those matches. The problem is they fill up so fast. So if you can't really like just jump into one, like these fill up a month or so ahead of time. There's a lot of matches that are full that, you know, I won't see for another couple months. So if you really want to shoot a match, which I'm proud of you if you do, and I always promote people to go shoot a match, especially it's going to be really good in skills division. What skills division is, if you're not familiar, is you get a chance to shoot whatever you brung. That's for X-ray. So if you have, say, a PRS rifle that's 20 pounds, which won't make weight for heavy, you can still go have fun. You don't have to worry about power factor. You don't have to worry about anything. The price of entries usually about half. And then you can actually go up and watch one of the shooters shoot ahead of you to kind of get an idea of what you're going to be dealing with, because these are blind stages for the shooters that are shooting competitively. So you don't get to see what's going to take place. So, but as a skills shooter, you have a chance to check it all out, get a chance to see what that other shooter's doing. You know, you can look over, you can actually look at what the targets he's shooting at. And then when it's your turn, you got some type of idea, but you can also ask the RO, like, hey, if I can't find the targets like in the first minute or so, will you help me out? And they'll be more than happy to help you out. They'll be more than happy to help you spot your hits for you or misses. So they're there to help you. And it's you know, it's about promoting the sport and helping the next guys come up. And it's really cool. If you ever seen the video that I did probably like 3 or 4 videos ago, it was actually the Texas match. There was a guy named Tom, and he had shot 2 or 3 skills matches. And this was his first match as a competitor shooting, you know, where he had to do everything by himself. And I actually filmed him doing it. So that'd be a good video, and it goes over like the things you got to look for and all that kind of stuff for a new NRL hunter shooter. So check that out if you get a chance. How can I resist the offer, Tree Feller? Let's see. You got 2 rooms and a Ranger. Yeah, Ford Ranger. No, I got to get out there one time. I want to go there, and I want to go to what's the country right next to it that's gorgeous? Austria? No. Something like that. It's where you went on vacation not too long ago. I guess it was a while ago now. Last year or 2 years ago. New Zealand, that's the one. That's where I want to go. Yeah. So make that part of the Australia trip. Hell, maybe in July. Oh, July's your guys' winter though, huh? Is July your winter, Tree Feller? I'm going to go there when all the bikinis are out. Oh, Bali would be cool too, yeah. I want to go to Thailand and check out a lot of different countries, but I got to do them sometime. Let's see here. Christmas vacation then. Ooh, that ain't bad. Yeah. Yeah, that's even better. Maybe November. Nope. I'm going to put it on the list. Definitely doing it in the spring. Oh, Hardy Rifles. That's cool. What are you doing? Get your ass over here. Let's see. Don't take your girlfriend to Pattaya, Thai. I don't got no girlfriend. Made that mistake. Honestly, October, November is the best. Oh, there you go. That's it. All right. I'm going to write it on the calendar just so I can remember to figure it out. I'm going to put it in pencil, though. October, November. So I got to do it before Thanksgiving. September, October. Yeah. Oh, deer season's in October in Idaho. So October's out. So November it is. All right. So I'm going to write Australia on the to-do list. Australia. See, this is why I went live. It wasn't to say hi and do all that. It was to fill out my calendar and figure out what I'm going to do this year. Let's see. No cyclones like we have. Oh, damn. All right. What other stuff's going on? Keep me informed. I saw something about some crazy hurricane or something. I don't know. You know, on Facebook how they'll say that they're safe from whatever. I can't remember what state it was in, though. Other than that, I don't got much. So you guys are going to have to start asking questions because I'm running out of tea and real fast. Like, actually, see that? Is that not a sad picture? Oh, so 2 years and like, I don't know, 4 days. What the hell's today? Today is the 8th. So it's been 2 years and 7 days I quit smoking. Hell yeah. How's the SG Pulse treating you? They work good, but I need to turn the sensitivity down. We had one on the rifle yesterday. Here's something. I'll say something bad about a company, and it's not really bad. It's just something that I've been aware of because it happened to me like 3 times. I went to what town was that? Reddings, Idaho. Is it Reddings? I was in I'm just gonna say it's Reddings. I went to Hat Creek for a long range precision class, and I was running that. I was running the SG Pulse. The problem is the knob is just like a round knob. It doesn't have like a flat thing where you can use like a quarter or a screwdriver or anything to like really crank it down. So each day that thing would fall off like twice. And that's me as hard as I could get it hand tight, but just with all the recoil and everything. So they really need to put a notch in there or make it some type of Allen head or something where you can crank it down a little more. I know it's just a level, but when you're shooting and the level slides off and falls off of the Picatinny rail, it's like, well, this shit ain't gonna help. So I could see them wishing, if I could say one thing, they need to work on that, making a different way of tightening it up. So, but yeah, the SG Pulse is really cool. I like the idea and the concept. Now, me personally, because I have the LRA Syndits and then I have the actual fiber optic Brant that runs right on the scope, I actually prefer that. But I will say I've shot that a lot more. I mean, way more than the SG Pulse. So like I have it set where whatever light comes on, if it's not green, if say it's this one, I'll tilt it that way. So I know which way to rock the rifle where, what up, Josh? Instead of it being on the side of the rifle, and then I have to guess which way I need to go for it to get level, the Brant system just works better for me, but it could be because I've used it so much longer than that other thing. So the KYL killer. That's right. All right, you guys are going to have to deal with me getting some tea. All right, you guys see this? Let's see. So I'm still doing pretty good. I'm running the slightly sweet, but when you go to the stores and they don't have slightly sweet, you got to make your own. So basically it's 50-50 mixture. See, I had the same struggle when I started using this. Yeah, see, they just need to fix that shit. It's not even a fix. It's just like have the machine just cut some type of something in it, whether it's a Allen head screw or you can put a Allen head in there or something. But I apologize for being rude to you guys while I'm making some magical nectar of the gods right now, but you just have to deal with it. Yeah, and that's the thing. But I do prefer the other one. I do like it right under the eye. The colors become natural after a bit. Yeah, no, I agree with you. Anytime you use something long enough. The problem is I just don't have the I don't have the hours behind it, and I already have something that works really well, so I'm just gonna stick with what I know. And then the secret is to shake it up. Shake it good. You know, you got Pursuit of Accuracy, and you got all these really cool channels, and but they don't got any cool swag like that. They don't got none of that. Ain't nobody got none of that. No, I talked to Josh yesterday, actually. Actually, it was really today. It was like sometime after midnight. Green Shark, what's going on, buddy? I see the Green Shark is out and about. Who else have I missed? Hopefully I didn't miss any good comments here. Yeah, like taking one grain of sand to the salt or to the beach. All right, let me catch up real quick. You guys got to have some questions. Come on, let's get like the good old days. I mean, we'd have 100 plus people in here, and the comments would be going crazy, and it'd be fun as hell. And we'd be bringing up all sorts of cool stuff. Let's see here. Let's see. I replaced my bolt with an Allen screw. There you go. Yeah, hex screw would be good too. Let's see. Yeah, with the ocular adapter is nice. Would you shoot that Tika T3X Super Varmint and NRL Hunter? The one that Ray had on that video, which is what you're talking about. I know, I understand. I like it. Do I like my rifle better? Just feel of it and stuff like that. I prefer my rifle, but no, it's a good rifle. I mean, would it work? Hell yeah, it'd work. It worked great. The problem you'll have is here's where the issue will be. Is I'm a big Arca plate guy or Arca rail guy. So I'm either running it on a tripod or I'm running my bipod where I can slide it forward and backwards depending on what kind of disaster they have in front of me that I got to work with. So that rifle is going to kind of suck for trying to put, I mean, it's not to say that you couldn't put one on there, but it might be difficult because I didn't really get a chance to even look at the rifle. I don't know if there's any holes in the back. Oh, that sounds like knucklehead. Hold on. Housekeeping. Oh God. Well, guess what?
Like
the rat's in the house. What up, Mr. X-Wing?
Nothing. What you been doing?
Oh man, it's been fun hanging out with these guys. We got Tree Smeller out there.
I've been at the range all day.
Oh, you have?
I have all day.
What'd you do now?
Training.
Oh, that's right. That's right. We got Blues Girl 65 out there. Yeah, I'm in North Carolina. Let's see. We've got Josh and all sorts of people.
Can't see the screen. I'm too old.
Too old. It ain't like the good old days. We got 20 people showing up. Oh, he's trying to download. He's going to try to download a video right now, and then he's going to mess up my damn. Yeah, he is.
No, it's
then he's going to mess up. He's going to mess up the YouTube. Let's see, man. That is great to see you two. It's been a while.
It has been.
It's the Muppet.
You've been traveling the world.
Been two Muppets. Oh, I saw that one, Tree Feller. You didn't retract that fast enough.
And what did he put on there?
The two Muppets.
The two Muppets.
Mm-hmm.
So I've undertaken a project, taking a brand new shooter.
That's
I had
right.
28 days to get them ready for a match. So she's 25, and it is Tony's daughter. And so we were working on pistol today and some match skills, I guess.
How'd the pistol go? I saw our rifle printing group's good.
Yeah.
But how'd our pistol go? Or maybe we shouldn't talk about it. I don't know.
That's fine. I've got a video. I'm going to start doing a series on it. I'm going to document it week 1, week 2, week 3.
Okay.
And then the match is April the 5th. But she's actually doing really well. She did well on the pistol. Ran her through a couple mock stages today. So it's been one of them days.
And basically, I think we talked about this a little bit. Her not having much or any background, it was been easier to help train her.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So no bad
habits.
No bad habits. Seabeck's in the house. Holy hell. Who are these? Oh,
geez.
Chris Beck had another baby, I think.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. If you guys don't know, I would assume it's okay about Matt having a new baby.
I would assume so.
Yeah. So Matt and his wife just had a new baby. So they have 2 now. So yeah.
Everybody having babies.
Everybody's having babies. Thank God ours are all grown up for the most part.
I got one left. She's going off to college.
She got them soon. If it's Ray Ammo, I'd like to be the second contestant. If it's
Ray Ammo.
I don't know. Josh is saying something. Let me see.
Is that Josh Thomas?
Yeah.
Hey, are you shooting that match on April the 5th, the team match? I'll be shooting it with Willis.
Oh, Willis. Mike Willis.
And Tony will be shooting it with his daughter.
Where do I sign up to get trained by Ray?
Paramount Tactical. That's it. So I guess since the last time I saw everybody, I've been teaching with Gary Melton with Paramount Tactical, and we teach at Pig River 4 times a year. I'm going to add 2 dates in Clinton House.
He got no partner, Josh says. Sorry.
No part. Oh, you can find a partner. Everybody want to shoot with Josh.
Nobody wants to shoot with Josh. What is it? April what?
Raise ammo for the 25th day train up. I don't know what that means.
I won't be here. I don't need it.
Got no partner.
No partner. Well,
I'm sure you can find somebody to do his live.
Have John Cole shoot with you. He knows how to shoot.
Oh, that'd be a heck of a team.
Yeah. It'd be a good
Call
team.
Matt Pierce.
Oh, Matt Pierce might shoot with
There
you.
you go.
Need advice? We're doing the West Coast in May, June, NRL 22 finale. Where should we go in between LA and Spokane for the week? Well, the first thing you want to do is stay the hell out of LA. LA's a shithole. There isn't anything you're going to like there. You know me, I'm an honest son of a gun. It's all people, shitty, dirty, loud, traffic.
Shot show.
Yeah, it's basically a shot show with cars. No, I don't. There's nothing good about it. Sucks to be a partnerless ginger, Chris Beck said. See, we need to turn this to old man video.
I know, and you can't make it.
Yeah. We need to be able to see the comments easier. That didn't help much, but
Nope.
Got Jason Kirby out there says, it ain't a live show without some sweet tea and a DC.
Double fisting right here, buddy.
Bam! There you go. At first, I didn't know what DC was. I was thinking something bad.
That video did pretty well on the burst we shot yesterday.
All your videos do good.
Whatever.
Let's see here. Josh's video is doing good too. I saw that one he just put out. Smoky Cash, how do you two sleep with all the caffeine this late? You gotta
It ain't late.
Yeah, first off, it ain't very late. I didn't go to bed till 1:30 last
I went to
night.
bed at 1:30. I had to edit that video.
Yeah. No, and then I really couldn't go. I went to go pee or something. It was like 3:00, and I'm like, I'm not even tired right now. But no, you just got to be a trained professional, right?
Yes.
Quit cutting. Look at this guy. These guys, like, every time somebody sits in these seats, they're like,
We're cutting everything.
Yeah, they're Ray's either messing with my Thunder Beast suppressor or some shit.
No, we were messing with the Garmin. Hold on. You think it'll make a hole in it?
Oh, who cares?
Man, these guys get to see how we really are. Oh yeah, look at that.
It didn't lock though, huh? Yeah. Let's see here. All right, ask some questions. We got Nathan McDonald. Oh, what's up, buddy? I'll see you. So Nathan, him and his wife, I saw them in a match. What was the first match I saw you at, Nathan? And I ended up talking his wife into shooting too. So she shoots, he shoots.
Nice.
Yeah, they've been shooting all over the place actually. So I'll be out in the middle of nowhere and I'll see them. I think they're from Wyoming. Yeah, I got my rifle worked out, Nathan. That was, man, I was getting a little
You
frustrated.
didn't have anything to work out. You just had to try some other ammo.
That's
First thing
true.
I said, don't like that burger.
Snake Man, what's up? 48. Yeah, Oklahoma. That's what it was. Yeah, they're from Oklahoma. So that was cool.
I got to spend some time in Oklahoma.
Well, tell us about it.
I did some shooting out there.
The hunting one?
No, yeah, well, that was part of it.
Oh.
Doing the elk hunt on Native American land. That was actually really cool.
Oh, it was in Montana when I saw him. Are you going to talk about it or what? Was that it?
That was it.
That damn short version, huh? I was trying to drink. I didn't even have time to drink. Get out.
Get out of the way. You want to get cut.
Let's see here. Kirby says
Hill folk shenanigans. That's right. Rednecks.
That's it. Nathan McDonald. Yep, Oklahoma. What's your go-to for really right stuff tripod model? The invert. Well, it depends what kind of match you're doing, but if you're going to be hiking and hunting, might want a 3-section. If you're going to be NRL shooting, I like the inverted. I don't know what model it is though, but it's the 2-piece invert.
No, Smoking Cash, probably not going to be able to make New Mexico. I'd love to. I'd like to shoot one of the CD matches again. I definitely want to do an NRL Hunter this year, but I have a very, very busy show schedule. We are loaded up on shows. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Doubtful. I'm still not quite where I need to be. I think most of you guys know that I had a pretty massive heart attack about a year and a half ago. And so things changed quite a bit. And so I'm just not quite where I need to be doing a ruck match in the middle of nowhere. And yeah, that's that.
Yeah, that'd be cool, Nathan. Soon enough, I got to figure it out. Joe Bender. What is your... That's funny. I went to school with a guy named Joe Bender.
Joe Bender.
Yeah. I'm sure it's not the same Joe Bender, but it could be, I guess. Highly doubt it, though.
So on the inverted tripods, regardless of which model, the bad thing I've noticed about the inverted models is trying to run a caddy or something. It's really tough to do that.
Yeah, it's impossible to do it.
You can't.
Yeah, no, you can't. Yeah, so if you're a PRS shooter, I would go the other way. If you're doing NRL Hunter, there's benefits to it for sure.
Yeah.
It's longer and more of a pain in the ass if you're hunting and hiking with it, but if you're competing in NRL Hunter, it's kind of a gamer thing. How's the diet going after the heart attack?
Still eating grass. No, not as diligent as I was about it. I mean, I'm not eating all the fast food and everything that I was doing before. Just being a little smarter with the way that I eat. That was the biggest thing. But still not out of the woods yet. So, like I said, just change some of my ways.
Yes, Chris Beck says longer and more of a pain in the ass. It is, and it's not. I run it on an OBI, so it sits right here on the shoulder with my binos on it. So when I get up to stage, I just clip it, spread it apart, and then I can spot from it at a knee. And if I need to, I can shoot my rifle from it. And I actually did a video on cutting the legs down so I can actually rest my knee on it, or my elbow on my knee. But if you're crawling through a bunch of trees and brush and you just want it on your pack on the side, the ones we had originally were the same. Or the first ones were the better way to go. Or for PRS, because you could run I don't even know what it's called anymore.
So in the schools, we run the Fat Boy tripods, and those are, I think, for PRS, there probably isn't a better one. I mean, I think you could hang a truck off that thing. They're pretty solid. They do have some limitations on high angle shooting with the head, but yeah, the TFCT 24 is what I'm still running primarily. The really right stuff. It's not inverted. There are some new tripods coming. I've been able to sample those probably 3 months ago for some different manufacturers that's not out yet. So there's some cool stuff coming.
This question's for you, I'm assuming. Thoughts on the 7mm backcountry?
I don't have any thoughts on it. I tried to go by the Geisley booth and take a look at their 7 backcountry when I was at the SHOT Show, but I ended up getting sick the first day, so I ended up coming back home. It seems like I have been shooting a lot of the Black Arc ammunition, Black Arc munitions, which is the NAS3, the shell shock case. And it seems like you've got this big push for higher pressures using a steel case. I don't know what that's going to do to the industry, but it seems like it's very, very cutting edge, I guess. But you're getting way above what were normal chamber pressures. 7 backcountry uses a steel case, Rick, if you're not familiar with it. And
I'm not.
Basically, it's I think it's one of the reasons why Seekins is also looking to reinforce some of their receivers.
Oh, for that round?
Yeah, I think those can get up close to 80,000 PSI.
Ooh.
Yeah, so yeah, some cool stuff you can do.
Nathan asked about which rifle I'm decided to go with for the main rifle. I'm probably just going to shoot rifle 2 just because it has the scope that I need on it, and it's got. I'm being lazy, but it's gonna, as long as the shoot's good. What are you laughing at?
Josh.
Oh, hashtag, yeah, true, totally true. Yeah, that's good. Processed foods. I've been trying to eat like that as well. I've been trying to eat just more meats, eggs, fruits, vegetables, stuff that's not 40 billion things in it, just regular how it comes from the ground or from a dead animal.
My cardiologist does not want me eating any meat at all still. So I did lose a ton of weight, and they did allow me, I'm allowed to eat some fish and chicken. Nothing fried though.
And
what?
I was going to say, and shakes probably.
You're not supposed to have those.
Oh, you can't have a shake?
Nope.
That's a bummer. With the high pressure of the backcountry, reduced barrel life. Let's see.
Yeah, definitely. But with prefits now, it seems like nobody's worried about barrel life.
You got some good questions in here. So in regards to the 6mm max, at what point or in what conditions would you not consider it a competition cartridge? Isn't that? Oh.
Okay, so Brian Duchesne, no, it does not. Heart disease not run anywhere in my family. And, I'll be the first to admit, that was all my fault, just the way that I ate. I didn't think about it. I never gained weight. Always stayed in shape. And it was just one of those that hit me out of the blue. And it was something that had been going on for years, because when I got to the hospital, they asked me when I had my first heart attack, and I'm like, what are you talking about? And I had an old blockage that was 100% blocked in my heart that had what we call collaterals. And so if you have a blockage, let's just pretend this is a big vein or artery or whatever, and let's say it gets blocked, what it'll do is your body's a crazy thing. It'll actually build new blood vessels around the blockage. They call those what did I just call them? Anyway, those things.
Chingamadigers.
Yeah. Collaterals, and it'll build around it. So they said this was something that happened a while ago.
Let's see.
Yeah, so Jason, that's the thing. I just did one on the Burris Eliminator scope, guys. And if you guys didn't catch that video, Rick got to shoot it yesterday the first time. I actually had just gotten it in this week. I think I got it on Wednesday, and I took it out to the range. And I know some of the guys, somebody asked about Logan. I know a lot of the Burris teams were running that Eliminator scope at the CD matches. One of the team guys said he got higher points-wise than he had ever scored. And I know Sky was actually shooting one of those as well. So it is a legitimate scope. And, even Rick, even myself, we were able to hit that 700-yard, 10-inch steel. And that's without we didn't do any type of truing. No. We didn't do any type of calibrating, nothing like that. We just, bam, 100-yard zero, I did the chronograph speed on it, and all the way out to 7. The thing was
as much as you
magical.
saw me on the video with that thing. It was as much as I touched it.
Exactly. Yeah, there was no behind the scenes. We hadn't been playing with the thing. It was literally out of the box. And I hate relying on electronics that heavily, but come on, I mean,
everything's got batteries in it now, though.
Yeah, it seems that way. And I still think that you need to learn ballistics. You need to know what's going on. But that was pretty enlightening seeing that scope.
The only thing that I would say now, after talking to you more on it,
yep,
is that all those lines and shit in there really don't have a mill or a MOA, or
they are true MOAs.
Oh, they are MOAs.
They are MOAs.
Okay,
but this is the problem. They are true MOAs that measure out on max power.
Yeah.
So if you're not on max power, which you're going to have a really small field of view because it's the second focal plane, then none of the numbers are going to match up right. Yeah. I mean, you could figure out exactly half of, let's say, 22 and put it on 11 power, and then figure out half the value of that. But yeah, it is.
But the whole 6.5 Creedmoor cheat sheet doesn't work for that in MOA.
Yeah, exactly.
So I was thinking, oh, that sucks. I was thinking if the battery went dead, you could run that, but you can't.
You better have a spare battery.
Yeah,
if
you need.
Dies, you're just done unless it's a 100-yard shot.
Excuse was for velocity from short of barrel suppressor. Excuse.
I don't even know where you're at.
Yukon 454. Excuse was for velocity from. I don't know. Let me scroll up.
All right, so I do want to answer that question on the 6 Max. I don't think the 6 Max is just a competition cartridge. What you're able to do with that cartridge is, so I built a 10.5 out of it. Now, if you're a machine gun guy or a Mark 18 guy, something like that, you know that the 10.5, you lose a ton of velocity out of a 5.56 shooting a 10.5-inch barrel. So lethal effective range, they're saying, is about 300 yards and in. That's what it's kind of designed to do, because it starts to lose a lot of the terminal ballistics at those distances. But in the video that I put out when I had that 10.5 made, we took 58 grain VMAX and we were pushing those at like 3,200 feet per second. Okay, now 3,200 feet a second pushing a 58 grainer at those kind of velocities is insane. Okay, because you have some unbelievable terminal ballistics. There's a lot going on behind the scenes with that cartridge that I'm not allowed to divulge.
They're only 58 grains?
No, I shoot a 90, but you can shoot a 103 if you want. Okay. But if you're comparing it to, let's say, a 55 grain bolt, you see what I'm saying, like out of an AR?
Yeah.
And 3,200 feet a second, that's smoke. That's cooking.
That's cooking.
It's been a phenomenal cartridge. The team match that I'm shooting April the 5th, I will not be shooting 6 Max. I'll be shooting 5.56, and that is because it is a team match, and the guy that I'm partnered with is shooting a 5.56. If I shoot 6 Max, he's shooting 5.56. It bumps us up to open division, which I'm fine with that, but I would rather, if I was going to do that, him shoot 6 Max and I shoot 6 Max or some other open cartridge. It has very low recoil. It has some great ballistics. I shoot the 90 grain CNRs exclusively. I don't play around with any other bullet weights like the 103s or the 105s, and it's been pretty incredible. So I don't think it's just a competition cartridge.
Joaquin, I'm loving it. I am loving it. I got some stuff I'm getting done to it, and I think next month. And the room is amazing. All the extra room and space for gear is cool as hell. Say, Ray, can you speak more? 6 Max, do you have any info? But yeah, no, I'm thoroughly enjoying the heck out of it. It's got so much more storage. It's a 3,500 on a 3,500 chassis, so I can carry more shit if I want. And then just the storage, I got a lot more water. So instead of I had 20 gallons, I got 50 gallons. So I can be out farther, bigger refrigerator, lots of stuff. So lead mine at 44.
What's up, Joaquin? Yeah, so speak more on the 6 Max. Do you have any info as far as industry adopting the cartridge? What I can tell you is, let me see how much I can say. They do have a contract with a company for ammunition. It is not some hole in the wall company, but at the same time, it's not Hornady or somebody like that either. And so that's going to change the cartridge, I think. But there's also been a lot of testing with, let's just say, armor penetrating capabilities and what you can do with like tungsten cores, things like that. There's a lot of stuff behind the scenes going on. So while it might not be popular right now, and I don't know if it'll ever be popular, I do see that there's a benefit and there's a need for that cartridge.
What is the Tart cart?
I don't know what the Tart cart is. I don't know if he's talking about my little clown car or your SWAT van out there.
I don't know. I don't know either. Give us more info there, Jason, on the Tart cart. Asen Hall, what's going on? Let's see. Nathan says, have you done a video at the Clinton house with the 1 mile shoot lately?
No, Nathan, I have not. And that's a good question that you bring up. So the problem is it got very popular. And when something gets popular, then it gets overrun. So what would happen was when I first started that series, we'd show up on mile day and there would be a handful of guys and then the guys that were going to be in the video. And we could kind of work around that. Well, after the first episode, now the popularity, because a lot of people didn't know about the mile shoot at Clinton House, started to go up. So we would show up to film on episode 2, and there were like 30-something people there. Well, the problem is they didn't allow me to rent the facility out for that day. So we're having to, now you got to remember there was 5 cameras for that. Okay. I had a dedicated cameraman, had to hire a cameraman for that because I can't do it and host the show. So what ended up happening is one of the competitors would go up. Everybody else would have to sit still, not move. He would get his 3 minutes. As soon as he went down, then they'd open the line back up for shooting. Well, we're trying to film. Now we got all the shooting going on in the background, and it got to be a really, really a difficult thing to do. So we did episode 3, a ton of people on the wait list, and it just got even worse. So I am going to continue it this year. We're just trying to get the dates settled, but with some caveats to it. So
go ahead.
While I really enjoy that, that competition, because it is what it is, what we're going to do this year is I'm going to limit it to like 6 to 8 shooters. And I'm going to need to vet these shooters. We're looking for guys that are true ELR shooters, kind of like on episode 3. While it's good for just the normal guy to come out and, bring a 6.5 Creedmoor and he's shot out there once, we're really wanting a runoff. We want to see, 6 to 8 guys come out there and they all have 1 or 2 or 3 impacts each. The way we're going to change it is we never gave away the scope. So we will give away the scope on every episode. Whoever has the highest score, the most impacts, wins the scope. If there's a tie, there will be a runoff and they will shoot head to head until one gets an impact and the other one doesn't.
Have you thought about if no one hits it though?
If I vet the guys, somebody's going to hit it.
Okay.
Okay. Look, there's a whole lot better ELR shooter. I'm not an ELR shooter. Okay. I just enjoy shooting. But, there's not been an episode where I haven't taken my own personal rifle and hit it within the 5 shots. I showed that on 2 of them.
You did that with a 223 though.
Well, yeah, but that was 7 shots. But anyway, 5.56, by the way. So the other thing is there will be a fee to it because, well, the biggest thing is we still have to rent the facility out instead of just going and showing up on mile day, which would be the normal $75 rate. So yeah, there's going to be a small cost associated with it. It's probably going to be $150 to $200 for someone to be able to come out if they're selected. And I'll do one in the spring and one in the fall. That's it.
It is what it is.
That's the direction it went. It just got really popular. Matter of fact, there's mile day out there tomorrow as well.
There you go.
I'm not going tomorrow.
No. No. Jason, I got your text and I'll talk with Ray about it after. Let's see.
6 max versus 6 arc. Okay, 6 max is not 6 arc when it comes to being able to push some of the bigger bullets. I have only shot 90s and 58 grainers. I have not played around with the 103s, 105s. I think you start limiting yourself when you get into the 105, 107s because you're not going to be able to get the pressures or the velocities you can get on the 6 arc. However, the 6 arc can't hold the capacity. You know, now that Geisley's got the 6 arc mags, we can run. Give me that.
No, you're like a little kid. You're making noise over here. Just talk.
I like making noise. I'm a noisy character.
Go talk.
The Geisley 6 arc mags will use the 6 max with a small modification, and it's a 34 round magazine. So I think 6 arc has its place for sure. Everybody knows that. It's established itself. It's a great cartridge. But that 6 max, man, it just shoots so flat, so quick. I don't know. I see it as a viable replacement for something like a 5.56 if it can ever gain popularity.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, it's just nice having a heavier bullet option.
Yeah.
For sure. The what's up, AFJ20? Let's see.
The king of 2 mile to qualify. Yeah, and the only thing is and that's a great idea. It will still have the same limitations. You still got a limitation on the weight of the rifle. You have a limitation on the caliber. So there's not going to be any Shytacs or 408s or anything like that. It's still going to be limited to 338 Lapua as the maximum size cartridge allowed. What we're wanting to do is get guys shooting, you know, the 300 PRCs, you know, 300 Win Mags, 300 Normas.
Where it still takes some talent to shoot.
Well, you still have to have the talent, for sure, but something that if the guy misses, since he's doing his own spotting, that he can actually see where he's missing.
Yeah, see the dirt.
These guys shooting little 6.5s, I mean, most of them have no clue once they miss, unless they just happen to see that splash. Yeah. The thing is, guys, you have all the recovery time in the world. You have seconds.
Yeah.
You can fire as long as you're back on that scope. Wait. Okay, did I see the splash? And then you can make a correction from there and go ahead and get that next round down range. But
with the 36 power, let's say you're at 36 power at a mile.
If you can zoom up to 36 power.
No, I'm saying at 36, even with a 6.5 Creedmoor is going to be tough to spot.
It can be extremely. Yeah. Sometimes you don't even see your splash.
Yeah.
So in the very last episode, there were a lot of shooters where we did not indicate it with a mark because we didn't even see it.
Yeah.
And we're scrubbing through the video going, I don't see
you're waiting for. So that's what's nice is you can keep going back. That's how I had to do that last video to figure out where the shots.
And guys, regardless of how good someone is, I mean, we are shooting a very small target. It is truly sub MOA. It's 18 inches at 1 mile. And you have 5 shots. Yeah, if you do the math, it's actually supposed to be like 18.4 inches. So it's smaller than.
That's the one I won the coin on 3 in a row. 2 on the big one and 1 on the little one. Remember when you paid to donate something? We had a match out there.
I don't know. Did you go? Oh yeah. You went and did it. I didn't do it.
Yeah, I think I shot it with a 338. But I hit every time.
Nice.
Should have got 3 coins.
Yeah.
I mean, they were helping with wind, though.
Well, they're spotting and everything.
Yeah.
This one, you're on your own.
Yeah. How does AR-15? How does the AR-15 platform Sons of Liberty compare to the Cobalt? Are they similar or very different?
You know what? They are very similar because it's funny. You should ask that because I've been shooting a lot of the Cobalt and I've been shooting a lot of the Sons of Liberty. They are both solid platforms. They really are. I can't say anything bad about either of them, but I only have the broadsword with the Sons of Liberty, which has a little different length to trigger. It's longer in the grip area. I know Gary is a dealer for Sons of Liberty. I do like the quality construction. They both have robust hand guards, really big receiver extensions for the upper. So they're really solid. But I shoot both of them and just grab whichever one, and I know that they're just going to work.
Have you checked out TACOM headquarters HQ structured barrels?
Structured barrels. I knew that was going to come up. No, I haven't. And I thought about reaching out to them. It's not anything new. It's been out for a while. Some people call it snake oil. I can see there being some merit to it.
Is that the beehive looking one?
It's the one that's got all these structured rods that give it strength and everything. And they're like $2,000 something for this barrel. So, you know, they're saying that it makes a difference. I don't know. I have no firsthand knowledge of it. I know when I was in Dubai, they've got some coming out that way. I'll be going back to Dubai a couple times this year, and maybe I'll be able to speak a little more authoritatively.
David, was that the one that the guy shot at what's that guy's channel? Eric Cortina video. They were talking about some new barrel or something. Daniel, what's up, Daniel? I saw you just popped in there.
Yeah, Brian. Yes, that's all I'm going to say. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Okay. Yeah, that's not the one I'm thinking of. A buddy of mine, Tyler Orth, was shooting this barrel last year, and they had all these cuts. So it's a big fat barrel, but it's like it looked like a
dimple.
No. Like the whole barrel had all these grooves in it. Like it looked like a honey beehive.
Okay.
Like that kind of shape.
Yeah.
All the way down. So you had a heavy barrel that cooled off really quick and it was still very light.
Okay, so you're saying cooled off quick because there's more surface area?
Yeah, it was basically a heat sink with a barrel in it. So like, you know what
like JP does on some of their barrels?
I don't know.
They put a heat sink around it?
No, not like that. No, this was the whole barrel was cut. So think of like a 120 barrel.
Yeah.
But then cut all the way down to like a normal, like lightweight barrel thickness but it has the structure of a fat barrel, but all in there, the wind catches, or it's all, I mean, it's deep holes on the whole thing. I can't think of what those barrels are called, but I was like, man, that's pretty badass. Maybe one of you guys out there know.
And like I said,
what time is it? I could text them.
I hate to just, talk out of my ass, but I do know that, a lot of people we've talked about this before in the past, when it comes to fluted barrels, fluting does technically increase the surface area. You have more surface area on that. But I don't know if measurably it's any cooler or cooling that barrel because it's fluted. It's really more of something to change the lightweightness of it. And depending on how it's stress relieved and all that, you can induce some warping when you start machining that type of metal out. I know you can take a flat piece of steel. Guys, let's pretend this is a blade. And if you
got a knife right here.
No, I mean, I need a flat piece of something, but let's pretend this is a blade. Let's say this little on pack simulates this blade here, okay? And if you take this and put it on a surface grinder and, you're trying to take this down to a certain thickness, when you do that and you take it off the magnetic chuck, what ends up happening is it ends up bending, okay? And so you have to actually get these back straight again. Every time you do that and you're taking metal, you can stress relieve it and it can start warping and doing all kind of funky stuff.
It's called Long Rifles Incorporated. It does a honeycomb fluting, I think. Mountain Man says. I like the concept of it. I mean, he was shooting great with it. Mm-hmm. But he said, I can't remember what it was because it was a whole year ago, but he's like, yeah, this barrel only weighs, I don't remember what it was. I was like, shit, that's pretty awesome.
But what's the benefit?
The structure of a 120 or a 125 barrel.
Because you're getting the strength and rigidity because of
that. But you're getting all the weight taken out.
Yeah.
And then you're getting it where it kind of, it's not a heat sink's not the right word, but you're getting so much more surface area for the environmentals to cool your barrel back up. They were shooting 10 rounds or something like that, and the barrel was sub 100 degrees. Yeah, on that one video. Yeah, I was pretty damn impressed with it. But they never really showed the barrel. I mean, you could always go to the site if you remember what the name was, but a sporter barrel with 1/2-inch honeycombs off of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's basically what it was.
I don't know. I'd have to look into it more.
It's cool. It's cool.
By the way, have you guys ever tried these? It's like a standard Ray-Ban case.
This is exactly what I heard. Now, do you only like that because it says your name on it?
Heck no. Matter of fact, I don't even know if I've ever owned Ray-Bans other than like 1985 or something.
Show them that hole first and see if they can figure it out.
I'm sure they know what this is. So it's a Ray-Ban case, right? And I'm going to open it. Whoa, it's got color to it. Look at that.
Show them the hole.
So these are the Ray-Ban Meta glasses.
You got to see. Yeah, put these on.
This is the charger case. Oh, dude.
Here we go. Watch this.
Watch this today.
Woo! I'm sexy and I know it.
The thing is, they're clear, but they're transitions. So when I get out in the sun, they actually.
Where's your flashlight at?
No, You got to have UV light for
Oh.
transitions.
Damn it.
But if I press this, you guys are going to see that. I just took a picture of the screen. If I push and hold, now I'm getting live video. And I can hear like phone calls and all that inside of here. It is letting you know that it is recording so that you're not doing, you know, recording without the other person knowing, and you cannot disable that. There's some ways around it. But it'll do 3-minute videos. And so today on the range, when I was working with Sydney.
Oh, you use that?
Oh, I absolutely did.
Nice.
Yeah, the footage actually turned out pretty well. But these have meta in them. So you can literally
like a Sharpie.
like be looking at something and you can say, so like I'm talking right now, but I can say, hey, Meta, what is this in my hand?
It just took a picture.
It actually called this a two-way radio.
Oh.
Yeah. So it actually learns. It uses AI. It's kind of funky, but the thing is you can answer your calls and everything else.
It's super clear. I tried them on yesterday and I was listening to video that was recorded. Phone conductors. They're right here. But you can swipe them and do all sorts of shit with them.
Yeah. So Jason, I think Geisley is doing a quote unquote gas gun series, DMR series. I think they're doing a lot in Pennsylvania, and there's supposed to be one at Coleman's Creek this year. All right. Any updates on the Vector X compared to the SIG Kilo Gen 2 for NRL Hunter Bino Rangefinder setup?
It's a lot of words.
Okay, so the SIG Kilo is the Gen 2s are a great set of binoculars.
I agree.
No doubt. That's actually what Rick runs.
That's what I run.
I know Gary's been playing around with them for a while as well. There has been a couple of issues with them. I'll have to get up with him on it. The Vector X, I had a heavy hand in on a lot of that. I actually just met with the guys at Safran in Ewa in Germany. And the good thing about that company is the guys that were beta testers for that, they actually listen to a lot of inputs. So some things have changed on it for the better. Some of the inputs that we gave them on that set of binoculars. It's still one of my favorite binoculars ever. But there are some things that aren't as good as, let's say, the SIG Gen 2s. So if you're using them for hunting, they do not have an illuminated dot in the center. So when we were elk hunting out in Oklahoma, I saw a deer like 500 and something yards away. It was really, really, really dark. We weren't deer hunting, but I just wanted to get a distance on it. Well, I bring the binos up. It was dark enough to where you could tell that there was a deer out there, but there was not much ambient light. Well, I pull them up to range them, and you can't see the center crosshair on the Vectronics, the Vector X's, because it was so dark. It's not like you press a button and you get a little red circle to show you.
Oh, there's nothing.
No, there's nothing.
Oh,
they said had they done that, it would have increased the price quite a bit, and so that's not possible. So that's not coming. But some other changes have been made. One of my biggest complaints was with the flip caps, the lens covers.
Now they said they're fixing that.
Oh, it's done. I already got to play around with the Tenebrex covers that screw in, so you're not going to lose them. They're solid. They also changed. The buttons have a more tactile feel to them with less pressure to actually actuate it. It was nicer. Because you got to think, if you have a lot of pressure that you have to push on this button, now you're going to move it. Yeah. So, the SIG did have that beat, but I think that's been addressed.
How's the laser dispersion on the Vector X compared to the Kilos?
I would say similar. I had no issues with it, but I don't know what the actual numbers are. I know I could hit small targets, no problem. There was a little bit of an offset, just like there are on about any other of these laser range finding binos. If you have a circle, and it's your set of binos, you know that you either want to favor left edge of the circle or right edge of the circle. I mean, you do NRL, where are you placing it when it's a long ways? Where do you?
I use the cross.
Yep.
And I have to be on the upper right corner of it.
All of them guys have, they vary from one to another on exactly where that beam dispersion is going to be. And you'll know where you're going to get your best signal from on that to get a return. I noticed it on the Vector X as well. It has a set of crosshairs in there, and I had to hold it in a certain area to get it on a little small steel at, let's say, 700 yards.
Yeah.
If I held dead on the crosshairs, I wouldn't get a return.
It?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so, no, that's the thing. And I'll tell you what, Texas was the worst match for finding like vines that would just be out in the middle of nowhere. You know, it'd just be in the middle of your you'd hit a vine at like 64 yards when you know the target was like at 400 or 500 yards. Are you able to talk about, if you are able to talk about it, how's the optics companies are trying to enhance their glass to improve optical quality with the improvement of the electronics? Let me go while you're trying to figure that answer out.
Well, no, somebody's trying to buy a suppressor and they're asking me some input.
Oh, gotcha. So let me go back to the SIG Kilo, the Gen 2s. So originally I had the 6 kilos, first gen ones that came out. And those were decent. Then the Furies came out, and the glass quality I thought was a hair better and maybe a hair faster on return rate of the range. But the Gen 2s, SIG 10Ks, are smoking fast. I mean, it is so much better than the Furies right now. That's the one thing that sucks. You guys know I love shooting Vortex stuff. And I went to the SIGs because the glass quality is better than the Furies, at least the ones I have. And the range speed is so much faster. But to answer James' question, that'll be a Ray question.
Okay, I'm back.
Are you able to talk about that one right there? Zero compromise 2 to 10 reticles compared to Night Force ATAC. That's another question.
No, James, I can't because I don't know.
Zero compromise 2 to 10 or ATACer? Night Force.
So when I was in the EU, I actually talked about the 2 to 10. They're just now starting to deliver those pretty readily now. I've owned some of the Zero Compromise. I bought 2 of them. I competed with them some last year. The glass quality is incredible on them. They really are. You're in Kalish Schmidt territory with the ZCOs, if not better in some cases. Very, very impressive, but they're extremely expensive. I did bring up, I had 3 turret caps lock up. I actually have a video on my phone where I was going to release it, and I just don't do that kind of stuff. But they were very interested because I was going to send one of them to them to see if they could see what's going on. But to answer your question, I don't think you can compare. And you're talking about Night Force Attacker, which one? I mean, because specifically the Attacker has, they have a 1 to 8, and then they have now either stepping up to the, let's see, the 2.5 to 20 is not, it's an NX8. So I don't know which one we're comparing it to on the Attacker.
Yeah, I don't know.
And I will tell you, I got to play with some of the SOCOM scopes, the Night Force, like the 1 to 8s. And those have some very unique reticles in them, like stupid unique.
Like BDC stuff in them, or what?
It's partial BDC, partial mills is exactly what it is. Yes, it is. I should show you guys that, or at least do a video on it. I've been doing a lot more scope stuff lately for some reason. It just happens. But yeah, definitely.
Bad ammo happens, right?
Yeah, exactly. Been running the Furies forever.
Yeah, Smoking Cash, they were great, but they're behind right now. They need a new gen. They need better glass and a better processor for.
And just run straight AB. That's the answer to everything. Just run applied ballistics on everything. Instead of running some special program, some SIG BDX thing. Just
I wish that's the one thing I wish SIG would do is run just applied ballistics.
Yeah.
But their app's pretty good, but just keep it the same. Just because everybody's used to it, you know, or most people are that use for DMR. Oh, so just in 1 to 8. Do the kilos
for DMR? So just the 1 to 8. All right, if you're going to compare the two, I'm going to take that ZCL all day long. I've owned the Attacker 1 to 8s, 2 of them. Sold both of them. That was when they first came out. They had really thick reticles. Since then, I bought another one, and I also bought some of the NX8 1 to 8s. The NX8 1 to 8 will do for like duty type use, but for like DMR competitions, I'm gonna have to say 100% go ZCO on it if you can afford it. You're also talking about almost twice the money.
It does run applied ballistics, but you have to use the BDX SIG program or whatever the hell you want to call it, which is a pretty good program, but it's trying to connect to my binos that are in my vehicle that it won't connect to. But yeah, it's got all the mathematics of applied ballistics in it.
And the other thing I want to tell you, this is important riding the wave. So if you're shooting, let's say, a quantified performance match where they have divisions based on barrel length and power of scope, that could be a limitation. If you're shooting some type of match that is not part of a quantified performance and there's no limitation, you run what you brung, there is no disadvantage of shooting a higher, bigger scope. You guys know that Tony ran a 7-35 at the last match, and like, man, that's overkill. Let me tell you, you would think it is. I ran the Collis 540, and
what power is that?
5 to 40.
5 to 40.
Yeah, and there were no downsides to it whatsoever. Yes, it's a little bit larger, but it's not like we're not making these rifles heavier anyway. I'm not really worried about the size. So this year I'm actually going to be representing Collis pretty heavily. I've got the 328 as well as the 540. So I've got the 328 that I'm going to shoot for the team match. But those are also very, very expensive scopes. Those were $4,500 plus scopes. But the glass is crazy clear. I like the layout of the reticle. Not the reticle, but the parallax knob windage, because I run them opposite. And so
now they're saying Athlon's,
but you don't need it,
creating their own app and have some hardware coming out to go with it. Well, hopefully
4 to 32 NX8. Yeah, great option. Why not? Yeah.
And having the extra power is nice, especially if you're like what I do. It's like, is that really a target? And if you have the extra power, like he noticed it on the thing. He's like, you heard him on the video. If you watch the video, he's like, oh, I like this scope better because of the power. And the
and the thing is, in most of your DMR matches, or even most of your PRS matches, guys, we've talked about this before.
It's like 12.
You're going to be running somewhere between 12 to 18, and occasionally you might go up a little bit more. So the DMR previous to the last one that I had shot, and you guys might have heard this, the match director put a KYL target out at 300 plus yards. I was running a 4 to 14 Night Force, and on 14 power, it wasn't enough. There was a 2-inch steel, and yes, I could see the steel, I could engage the steel, but if I missed the steel, which I did, I couldn't tell if it was on the left side or the right side of that steel because I didn't have enough magnification. I could see a splash, but I couldn't tell exactly where it came from.
Did you say you missed?
Yeah, I missed.
What?
I missed a lot of times on that 2-incher.
What?
So yeah, I think I took like 5 shots on that 2-incher, and I was like, you know what? Why am I running this? Why am I not running something that's
you
a 3 to 18, or whatever? So if there's no limitation on it, having that extra power, it's like having the extra power in the car. You might not ever need it, but if you want it, it's there.
Josh is saying he ran a 3 to 18 and went back to my 5 to 25.
Yeah, exactly. So I think a lot of people get caught up on aesthetics of what a rifle should look like. And I think it's about practicality.
Yeah, what works.
What works.
Yeah, that's what matters.
If you need it, that's the thing.
Do sponsored shooters actually drive sales for the manufacturers, especially for the shooter who finished top 20, but doesn't break into the top 5? Do sponsored shooters, I honestly, let me give you my thoughts on this. I don't see how professional shooters do much for the teams besides shoot well. Now companies are finally starting to reach out. Like MDT does a really good job of putting out Instagram videos and YouTube videos now and to help new shooters. But like before they started doing that, I think everything was from YouTubers. And you were going to guys that actually were shooting matches like Ray and me, but my channel's small, but guys that were actually out there in the field actually testing and using stuff. But I don't think, what are your thoughts?
Okay, so I'm going to agree with you. And I also think that you just categorized us. We are competitors that have YouTube channels.
Yeah.
There's not many of us.
Yeah, there's like
okay, so you have Jerry Michelik, who has a YouTube channel that has a ton of followers, but how many?
he's a shooter though.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But how many competitive shooters have channels?
I don't know. Not many.
There's some out there,
Yeah,
for sure, but it's not as big as you guys would think. As far as sponsored shooters generating revenue, I would absolutely say that content creators or YouTubers, like, well, I'm just going to say case in point, like myself, would generate more sales over reviewing something than a sponsored shooter.
Yeah.
Most of your sponsored shooters, as a rule, they're going to be on a super squad. So your newer shooters are not going to be with them. You were on the super squad because we were a last minute add-on at that one in Wyoming or whatever it was we shot.
Still have nightmares. No.
And so they're kind of like in their own little group. I'm not saying they're not approachable or they're not nice. It's just you're not going to be around them. So how's that going to generate sales? I mean, you look over there and you see this guy wearing a jersey, you're going to go buy the rifle that he's shooting? I don't think so. You know, just because the guy's winning, does that mean that you're going to go out and buy it? Whereas, and guys, I'm going to just be straight up. I mean, at this point in my life, I don't really give a name, but so I did a video on the Arkin. I didn't review the Arkin, but I just had the Arkin in there where I did the Savage build, where I went to the Sportsman's Warehouse, and then they got knocked off by everybody, other YouTuber out there, which that's fine. That guys, I don't do a lot of, I really don't do affiliate links. What I'll do is I'll approach companies that have sent me something. I'll say, look, to pass it on to, you know, my viewers, if they just put X-Ring, just generate a coupon code and it'll give them, you know, 3, 5, 8% off, whatever. I don't get a kickback from that. Okay. You can do that on Area 419. Those guys have been super, super great to me, to the channel. But it doesn't matter how much sales that generates or how many people use that coupon code. I don't get a single penny from that. Same thing for Paramount Tactical. I don't get a single penny from that. For most of my, I don't even know how many I have now. Even Allen, you can put X-Ring in there, you get a discount. That does nothing for me monetarily. It's just a way to pass on the savings on.
Well, it shows how they came to buy something.
Yeah. However, Arkin gave me a coupon code. Let me tell you, within like a week, I was contacted by them on where they needed to send my dividend check. I'm just telling you guys straight up. You know, Josh is going to know this as well. Sometimes you don't even plan on something happening, and all of a sudden, you know, 200 people buy these scopes and you get 2% on it or whatever, and all of a sudden it's like, whoa, this is some substantial money. Yeah. So I don't see a sponsored shooter generating that. To answer the question, I think it's going to be more your content creators. I can tell you that, you know, I've seen a lot of Arkin scopes. I have quite a few that I reviewed. I see a lot in the schools that I teach. For the most part, they're a good solid scope for a very, very inexpensive price when you start comparing them to other things. Yes, they might be delayed on the shipping. Yes, they're made in China, but they offer a product that honestly, it checks a lot of the boxes. You know, if you don't believe that, I think Zach over Mountains Mullets America, you know, him and I have become friends with Gavin and everybody else. You know, he shot an actual ELR match with an Arkin. And I think he came in like top 10, maybe like 5th place or something. And he had it on a Barrett MRAD just to show that it could do it. Yeah. So it might not be the clearest glass, but at the same time, you can still make the shots and do everything you need to do. You don't need a $5,000 scope.
No, as long as it's working good.
Yeah. And
I will say that the pro level shooters are doing a better job, at least some companies, of actually giving back. Because in my mind, like, you could have the top shooters. If you're not at the match and see these guys running around in jerseys, you wouldn't know who they were.
Yeah.
Before, you know. Now if you're seeing these faces on YouTube and you run across them or something.
Yeah, Smoking Cash, that's exactly right, because we've shot the CD matches, and like I said, you could have Sky and Dorgan, Trostel, or whoever, any of the guys in front of you. You're watching them, how they shoot it, how they approach the stage. You know, they might be ROing you might be ROing them, but it's really, really cool. I do like the CD match format. The only problem is, so far, and just my scheduling, when those matches are, is really tough for me to get out there.
Number 1, 2 shooters.
My wallet hides when I watch y'all's reviews. And if you guys didn't know, I didn't. Yeah, Dorgan and Ruger, that match. Yeah, there you go. You got to see some good ones.
Yeah.
So
I'll be
Arkin owns Outlier. Okay, it's one of their sister companies. Outlier makes their own barrels out of Texas. It is a in the USA company. So I took one of their pre-fits and I built that little Savage up. And the price I couldn't believe. But when I went to SHOT Show, right before I got sick and left, I did have a chance to go visit the Outlier booth. And if you guys hadn't seen or heard about it, I actually did the video. I just never released it. They've come up with a really cool system. When I saw it, I was like, man, this is the best thing I've seen at SHOT Show for what little I've seen. And they actually won the Guns America SHOT Show Most Innovative Product Award. So if you guys are familiar, I mean, it's a small company that's coming a long ways, but guys, think about it. If you think about what these modular pistols have done, you know, whether it's a 365 or whatever, or a SIG 320, whatever, where you have the little module that's the actual firearm, okay? And you can change out the lower grip, you change out the slide, but this little part is the firearm, okay?
Yeah, the actual
the trigger
serial
the,
part.
the trigger assembly. Well, now you have all this modularity. You can change out different grips, change out whatever. So what they've done is, I can't hold a rifle in here, so you're gonna have to bear with me, guys. If you took, no, it's okay. If you think about a receiver, a bolt action receiver, okay? You've got the muzzle going this way, you've got your bolt. You've got the rear part, and it's usually bridged to the front of the receiver. What they did was this little part right here, the bolt goes in, that's the firearm, okay? And that actually bolts into the chassis. But that's the firearm, that little bolt. The chassis is the strength for the receiver, okay? Because there is no receiver. You've got a rear part for the bolt to go through. Then you have the barrel. The barrel, think about this. It's just like the Beretta, the BRX-1. You've got 3 bolts that go into the bottom of this barrel extension. And that's it, okay? So, because you got to think, it's open on that BRX-1, and you've got a cantilever that comes out this way, and then your scope sits up here. So what Outlier has done, this is the receiver, this is the barrel, they're screwed into the chassis. It's already headspace to be right, but you don't have this top rail, don't have anything. You can bridge it if you want, but if you think of how innovative that is, and it gets even better, they're making their own barrels. They have a carbon fiber barrel that's like, it's like a 1.1 or something like that, very thick. If you think about the way that the end of a barrel is finished, you typically are going to have like a 5/8. You can hold the suppressor, right?
I don't know.
Okay.
I haven't been live in forever.
Okay. You know what? Okay. If you take this flashlight here, which we know this is not representing a flashlight, you have a 5/8 24, or you have a half 28, whatever thread pattern, 18-1 doesn't matter.
You got to be in the camera though.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay, sorry. And you're going to thread this suppressor onto the end of this barrel. You have this big, thick barrel, and then all of a sudden it steps down to this little tiny thread, and then you're putting this suppressor on it, right? What Outlier has done is they've got this barrel system that basically it is like a proof where you've got it turned down metal, then they've got it wrapped with carbon, but then you've got 3 chambers within that carbon. So there's actually an air gap there. Think about a thermal break. What they've done is they've done a 5/8 24, and then there's a big shoulder that's the diameter of the barrel that is the exact same size as hub compatibility for a suppressor. So you can take a hub compatible suppressor, screw it directly onto the end of that hub threading, which is really rigid. But now what that does is when you fire, that incorporates a big, huge blast chamber.
Yeah, that's huge.
They actually bought a company or started a company. I think they bought it. It's called Stinger Suppressors. And so they're saying you can get the Stinger suppressor, which comes off carbon fiber barrel, and they're saying $500. Now this whole thing is going to weigh less than 12 pounds. I got to pick it up, play with it. I have pictures of it on my phone. But that was very, very innovative. Nobody's done anything innovative in a while when it comes to bolt guns.
Josh is saying that they have an offering as a split team for ops, open, and tack. For the match.
Oh, split team?
Yeah.
So I can run 6 max and he can run 5.56.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's good to know because there were some questions about how that was going to be run.
AFJ 20. The NRL did do the Hunter or the Pro-Am, which is a professional shooter. It was basically someone that scored X amount on their matches, and then a new shooter or per se or an amateur. And it was nice because they would help each other out. That was the first year I think they've done that, and I think the concept's good, but they kind of copied the concept from like Gap Grind and stuff like that, where the Pro-Am shoots. So I think the concept's really good because you can, if you're an amateur, you get teamed up with someone that's a pro, or even in was it Memorial 3 Guns Pro-Am, right?
No.
What's the other one? Microtech Pro-Am.
Well, Microtech doesn't do it anymore.
No, but they used to.
Yes.
Pros and amateurs. So the concept's cool. So the pro can help you out. She can help you out and spot and all sorts of cool stuff. But
all right, guys, I don't know if you guys can see this or how it's going to come out. Let's see.
Camera's up there.
There's the hub suppressor. There's the end of that barrel I was telling you about. You see that? So the hub threads onto that outer, and you can see the chamber there. So that was a quick video of that. And you guys might have seen this, but this is the gold part is actually the bottom of the back of the receiver, the firearm, the actual serialized part, the one that has the Outlier logo. The top just bridges the two. In front is the barrel.
Yeah,
it's really cool the way that system works.
They just basically cut an action in half and serialize the back part.
Think how much weight you're saving.
Yeah, and then bridged it across. Yeah, you could save some serious weight with that. Ray, I'm looking at the registration. Oh, we already did that one. Can we buy that system yet? Smoking cash.
That system is supposed to be out in the next month or so. I'm supposed to have one of the first prototypes to come out from that. So you'll definitely see a review on the channel. And that's it. That's all we know yet. It is coming to the market though, 100%.
See how the review goes before you go buy something.
Yeah, we need to see because I want to test it for accuracy. They said they're all sub-MOA. They've had no issues with accuracy with that system. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
Of course, nowadays, it seems like minute of angle guarantee is pretty easy to achieve with modern
all the tools,
modern machining, modern ammo, as long as you're not shooting burger.
Did you say modern ammo?
I'm just kidding. I love burger. I really do. But some rifles don't.
Some rifles don't. What was that saying?
Sometimes you feel like a nut.
No.
Sometimes you don't.
What's that? What's that thing we said the other day? Bad ammo? Can't remember. Bad ammo happens.
Yeah,
there you go. Happens. Good job. Good job. Glad somebody can remember something around here. Besides, not me.
Did we miss anything?
No. Let's go back up. Let's see if we missed anything.
Because I can't see anything. The Outlier program is amazingly affordable. Yeah.
I don't think particular shooter, generating sales, ride the wave.
Actually, some really good questions.
Jason Kirby. Notice you guys seem to be favoring factory ammo over reloads.
Time.
It's laziness.
It's time.
Time and laziness. Yeah, actually, you said it. I'm sure time is a big factor, but the sequence test seems to validate why we reload. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I have all the components. I originally was going to load up like 2,000 rounds, and I just said to hell with it. And then I had some issues. I had a case that got stuck in my resize.
His die.
In my die. Couldn't get it out. I ordered a new one.
He got it good.
And I ordered a new one.
He calls me up. This is right after we started talking again. And
yeah.
I was like, yeah, let me get out of there. And I'm sitting there and I'm looking at it. And I'm like, man, this thing is, I said, dude, what kind of die is this? And he goes, it's the same one as the others. And no, it ain't either. It's different. You had gotten a neck sizer instead of a full length sizer.
So I'm like trying to close the bolt, and I'm like, God, these things aren't. For some reason, I couldn't get it all the way down. Well, it's because I didn't have the right damn die. So I got a bunch of ammo down there, like hundreds of rounds that are primed, primed. Or they're all resized, clean cut, everything you're supposed to do, but not full length size. So I'm like, you know what? Screw this. And I'm like, I'll deal with this mess 2029.
Some of the guys, to be truthful,
I did say 2029 too.
Some of this ammo I've been running here lately, these companies have really gotten it down to where they're getting the single-digit SDs.
Hey, Red Raider.
Guys, not blowing smoke up anybody's butt or anything else. I've been shooting Black Arc ammunition. John Wright's the owner of that. I did a video on that. You know, it's 100 feet per second faster than, let's say, Black Hills. It's the Mark 262 Alpha for a gas gun. And it is amazingly, amazingly accurate. When I say amazingly accurate, I just got a big batch of it in Wednesday, and I went out to the range. I shot some groups. My worst SD was a 9. That's out of a gasser. Okay. When I was training Sid, I had her shoot it, the same stuff, because that's what she's going to shoot at the match. And you got to remember, this is a brand new shooter that at the time probably had an hour of instruction. And she put that 4-shot group down there with Black Arc munitions. Now, those are 1-inch squares. You can do the math on that. That measures
quarter-inch.
No, it measures under a half. It was a 0.4, I think. But that ammo is just phenomenally accurate. But you just can't get it. Most people can't get it. It's tough to do. What do the glasses say the size is? Okay, so James, so on these Ray-Ban glasses here, guys, and like I said, I don't get a kickback from this either. They're just really cool for me, being a content creator, being able to get it, and like I said, being able to have sunglasses as well. These are 52s, I believe. I tried some 53. There's no way in hell I can read that. You ain't gonna be able to read that, not unless you got some readers. But I specifically ordered the right width because the store sizes were all too wide for me, and they just look like clownish. This is something you could wear as sunglasses. I would highly recommend paying the extra money for the transition lenses. And the reason is if you wanted to wear them somewhere that you didn't want to look like a dummy and have shades on, somebody could think they're reading glasses, right? Or whatever. Yeah, you do have a little camera here and everything else, but I can capture everything.
Is it only a camera on one side that lights up? Because there's a hole over here.
Yeah, no, there's. I think this one's the camera. One might be a photo. The other one might be for the AI. I don't know. But guys, the sound on it is incredible.
How much recording time will it hold, though?
So you can do 3-minute recording sessions, and then you can hit record again, but it will do it for X amount of time. I think you can do 130-second videos. But I used it all day today without any issues, and the quality on it was great.
Oh, he was referring to the glasses telling us the size of the group, but I wear glasses, so now I know.
Sorry.
Now I know I have options.
You know what? While you're doing that, I'll actually tell you what the size of the group is. So.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, use the program. It looks smaller than that because it looked like
it might be
a quarter of the size of one of the inches. My wife just came home with a set. They're pretty awesome. Video and pictures are outstanding.
Yes.
Stratos 27. What's going on? Yeah, they're cool. I mean, he showed me a video of it, and it's pretty cool. And then I tried them on, and the sound is amazing through them.
And so, guys, the amount of video, or at least that I have to do now, is just, it really is a lot of work. And
oh, that's how it charges.
Sometimes it's just easier to have something that's just quick to get the video and capture the moment rather than pulling. You know, I told Rick about this one right here, the Pocket 3. You know, when I was in Dubai and over there, I've taken my professional camera a couple times. So when you're carrying big lenses like this that are big money, and you're carrying cameras that are big money, you're going to carry them with you unless you're going to put them in Pelicans or something like that. And you're lugging all this stuff around. And this stuff's going to capture the moment. You guys aren't going to notice the difference because we're going to have degraded quality on most of the YouTube stuff anyway. But if it's somebody like the Burris, I actually brought the big camera out ahead of time, and you could tell.
You can tell.
You can tell.
We watched it on the TV. That's the first time I think I've seen a video on a TV. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
How many of you guys watch YouTube videos on a TV? Or like, what's your mostly? This is a good question to ask because it's like that makes us want to either not care what video quality we're doing because you're watching it on a tiny little screen, or maybe you're watching it on a big TV. Yeah, rarely. I'm the same way. I've never, besides I think it was last night. That was the first time I even seen a YouTube video, I think, on the TV, phone or laptop. Yeah.
I have a lot of viewers that watch my stuff on TV, and I didn't realize that because I'm always a phone guy.
I see a lot of phones and a lot of laptops. 1%, Nathan says. 12-inch tablet. Phone most of the time. Yeah, I use my phone most of the time.
That group actually measures 0.3.
Yeah, I was close. I was going to
It's
say
0.3.
It looked like a quarter to me. So
Yeah, 0.3, 0.29 MOA, just so you guys can see.
yeah, because that thing was like.
She didn't do this just once. She did it a few times, and I know it was below the center line.
iPads, all right.
But
how do you compare your experience with the $2,600 Zeiss S3 6-36 scope? You like the scope you like and shoot to the new $4,600 Collis wide field.
Okay,
40X.
That is a great question. So right now, I own a lot of the Zeiss 636 and 4-25s. I still think that bang for the buck for glass quality.
That's all right. Go ahead.
And reticle layout. I don't know if you can beat that Zeiss for what it costs. Okay, and have the name and everything else. Now realize those two models are not made in Germany. Okay, those are made in Japan. It's great quality. You can get the 425 for like, I think it's 2,000, and then the 636 is like 24 and some change, 2,500. Then you compare that to a Collis. You can definitely read Mirage a little bit better. No, you can actually read it better, not just a little bit better. You can read it better in the Collis for sure, but you're also looking at almost twice the money. But some of the features that you get, especially with the big forgiving eye box, guys, I'm telling you, on 40 power, you can actually do this and you still don't lose your picture. It's not like you've got to be dead center in it. But that comes at a cost. Now you have this really large scope. The ocular is huge on that thing. And then you've got 36 millimeter tube, just like you have on the ZCO. They make big scopes. That's what it is. So to answer your question, I think for most people, and even for me, I mean, because I competed with that 636 for years, we actually use them in the school. We have all just Zeiss 636s on all of our school rifles. We have MPA. We have a lot of your top tier sponsors, whether it's MBT, Masterpiece Arms, Zeiss, Thunder Beast. They all sponsor the school, so all of our school rifles are equipped as such, and no one has any issues whatsoever with any of the optics.
I'll be shooting factory division, Mountain Man. Make it difficult on myself.
Yeah, the field of view. Okay, so Manolo, I know that video was coming out like at 10 a.m. It was yesterday or something like that. I wanted to watch that. I haven't seen it. I wanted to see how everything shook out, but I can tell you, the field of view.
Was that the Area 4191?
Yeah. Did you watch it?
I fell asleep.
Yeah. So I don't know how that shook out, but I literally took a Zeiss 7 or a Night 4 7-35. I took some other scopes. I all put them on the same power, and then I looked and I checked the field of view across the range at VOD to see how many targets I could see in this full width. And the field of view is incredible on that Collis.
Yeah, that makes it nice. Caught a Zeiss on sale.
It comes at a price.
Super nice. Buddy D. And there was a few like Buddy D is 100% YouTube TV.
On TV.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's a good thing. Video quality is good then. Yeah, that was a good video. I was tired and I was watching it and I'm like, I put it on my stomach just to listen to it, and then I woke up and it was over.
And guys, there is a little bit of a learning curve using a Collis, which I've had Collis before. I still have them, but having the windage on the left, parallax up top, elevation up top, it is very quick. But as long as I've been shooting, all these other scopes, the very first thing, you get up on it, you look, your parallax is off. If you grab that and twist it, you just changed your windage. And because it's on the left side. So if it's just habit and you're used to cranking, you need to think for a moment. You're just going to reach up and then change your parallax up on the top. You also have some other limitations too. You know, some of the best mounts out there are the Area 419. I'm running those pretty much exclusively now on my comp guns. And those are probably the best ones on the market right now for what I'm doing, for what you can put on the Hawkill data card, the price of it, you know, doing an offset 35 or 45 if you need that, which on the DMR, I do have them on my rifles. But having that parallax on top, if you're trying to run a bridge, the Area 419 has the best mount, but now you can't run the extended parallax.
Does it hit?
No, because it'll hit.
Oh.
Now, if I don't run it, it won't hit. But now I've got to put more torque into it. And you know how it is with scopes. The colder it gets outside, that grease kind of hardens up. And so you have to put a little more effort into it. Yeah, Buddy D, if you caught that Zeiss on sale, they put them on sale for a little bit at the end of the year last year, and those 636s you could get for $2,000. That's when I bought a bunch of them.
Nice. Started to watch the 400 video, but
they said the Collis took
failed
it.
to do
Yeah,
the music.
I don't doubt it.
Yeah, well, that's good. Now I know who won at least.
Yep. Yeah, those guys have been super, super good too.
Was that the one though that was $6,000? Which one was? There was one that was
like
$6,000.
$4,800.
There was one that was like $6,000. I don't know who it was. I don't remember.
That sounds like Tangent Theta to me.
It might have been, yeah.
Yeah, which you guys know my experience with Tangent. I bought 2 of the Tangent Thetas.
Wasn't the lines too thick or something?
No, I didn't have that complaint with it. My complaint with it was too much like you were looking down a paper tube, you know, paper towel tube.
Yeah.
It just felt really limiting. I didn't notice it until I shot some matches out west, and like some of the field matches, the color, you know, I understand it's clear, but the color was a little off. It seemed a little dull to me. And so like gray targets just really kind of blended in. Now the turret system, second to none. It's so quick, it's toolless. And then of course I had to send one back after owning it a couple months because it got humidity in it or something, and it had water in it. I sent it back to them. Actually, I did a ticket online that evening. I got an email. I sent it off the next morning. I had it back 2 weeks later. Yeah. So, but you're also paying huge money for it too.
Yeah. Yeah, they're expensive.
Yeah, Tangent Theta for sure.
If you guys, because there's a couple of you shooting NRL Hunter, are you going to be at any of the matches that I said earlier? And if so, make sure you say hi.
Over here trying to steal my knife.
I don't want to steal it. I just want you to. Damn kids. Let me know. Oh, there's Jerry.
So, guys, just being honest here. So, you know, I went on a tangent. Tangent Theta. I wanted to buy the best scopes out there, like the best things you could possibly get your hands on, whether it was a Tangent or whether it was a ZCO. I wanted to have firsthand knowledge. I didn't want to be owed by anybody. You know, I didn't reach out to the companies. Hey, can you send me one? Can you send me this? No, I wanted to own them. I wanted to shoot them in matches and give you my personal evaluation. And honestly, I don't think, yeah, this is live. It's on record. I honestly don't know if the bang for the buck for paying that kind of money for 99% of the shooters, unless you're trying to shoot professionally or shoot as something that you do, you're trying to win money on the prize table or whatever reason that you have for shooting, I don't think, unless you just want it to want it. Now, I understand what that means. Unless you just want it to want it, I don't know if it's worth the bang for the buck.
Yeah.
I could hit that same target with that Arkin at $500. Am I going to be able to read the Mirage? No. Am I going to be able to use more power on the ZCO or the Tangent or the Collis? Absolutely, I can, because it's going to be clearer. It is going to be better glass.
And it more of shadows and night stuff.
Nighttime, when it starts to get dusk, you're definitely going to have more hunting, capability. But now we're getting into a whole other area because not all these companies do hunting scopes. And, you know, while I understand that some people might hunt for the first focal, a lot of people are starting to do that now.
I wonder if it's that because most people are
Yeah,
are
diminishing returns.
shooting, you know, those are the kind of the competition guys, and they're used to having a first focal plane. All right, so the guys that answered that you're going to be at the matches, hit me up and hit me up when I'm next to the van. I got some.
Give you a sticker,
I got
SWAT
some
sticker.
I got some swag. Give you a keychain. I don't know if you want it or not, but I bought some stuff just to hand out in case someone's out there that watches the channel. So hit me up. I'll have them in the van.
SWAT.
Just as a little thanks for watching my little channel. So what is your price point at which scopes stop making leaps and bounds?
What's up, Richard Elby?
Oh, there's LB. What's going on?
I'd say when you get above, if I'm just throwing out a number arbitrarily, over $3,000, somewhere in there. Most people can't even get a Night Force Attacker 7 to 35, which is one of the best scopes out there, bang for the buck, because you can get that scope for, depending on which reticle, you're in the mid threes or upper threes. But beyond that, now you're in Collis, ZCO, Schmidt, and Bender tangent that territory, because you're going to be over $4,000 on those. And it doesn't matter if it's a 2 to 10, you're going to still pay almost that much money for it. You know, I still think one of the best, don't hate me for it, but one of the best low power variable optics, if you're looking for a 1 to 10, is the Vortex, period.
It's a great scope.
Yeah. The it's the Gen 3, isn't it? Gen 2.
No, 1 to 10 still
1
Gen
to
2.
Gen 2. That's been a great optic. Speaking of which, you know, I competed with that one for quite a while, and I opened up the safe, looked at the scope because I was going to shoot it in a match, and it's got dust all inside of it. So that's going to have to go back to them for warranty.
Richard Elb's currently taking interesting classes. Might spark yours and Rick's interest.
Well, you got to tell us what those classes are.
Yeah. So are both of you guys done with 22? This year I am. Again, last year I didn't shoot one. I enjoy the hell out of it. The thing I don't enjoy is, I'll just be honest, like, is the PRS stuff is just boring to me now. I don't like to know where the targets are. I don't like to know how close they are.
First.
But I got burnt out because I was shooting. There was one year, and I could be way off, but I think it was 53 matches or 34 matches in 1 year. And that was like, I'd shoot Saturday and I'd drive haul ass to some other match on a Sunday. Like I was all over the place shooting 22 rimfire stuff, but I enjoyed the hell out of the people, love the people. But I don't know. It's just the same positions, the same barricades, the same bullshit over and over and over. The only difference is the range, because the everything else is the same. The barricades, the roof, the floating platforms. It's like
I got bored with it very quickly because I came from the field match.
Yeah, you went the other way.
Okay,
yeah.
You know, coming from doing these sniper comps and all of that, nobody gave you yardages. Nobody gave you where you had to shoot from. You were, okay, here it is. Go make it happen. Go shoot it. And, you know, call it an adrenaline junkie or whatever. I like to think on my feet, not sit here and wait and know all these distances. And okay, I'm going to shoot here like this guy in here. It's one of the things about 3-gun. I love the big open terrain field matches that 3-gun did. But if it was a base style match, I didn't want anything to do with it. And I don't like being told in a 3-gun, you're going to shoot your pistol here, and you're going to go over here, and you're going to shoot your rifle, and over here, you're going to shoot your shotgun.
Yeah, because 3-gun was, you had to come up with the way you wanted to do it.
Correct. You know, your best matches are going to be where they have this big open area. They're going to say, here's your steels. These must be shot with this, or this.
Yeah.
Okay, you can shoot the paper. You can shoot it once with rifle or twice with pistol or once with slug or whatever the case is. You built it and tailored it to your strengths.
Yeah.
And that's the best kind of 3-gun. I like that type of shooting. And to answer your question, I'm not saying I won't shoot another rimfire match. I do have the Anschutz Fortner being built for me right now. I bought that. and I did order it with a custom contour barrel. So I will shoot occasionally, but time, that's, man,
Well,
who's got time?
and before, this area had matches like within a couple of hours every direction. And it's now that Chris Simmons is down south, that really put a damper at the VOD ones. There's some down in Clinton House. This is the Richard Elb's class that he's taking.
The combatives.
Yeah, but it's all sorts of stuff. Yeah, it looks pretty cool.
So I said this probably a year and a half ago or so. I said, I think PRS is dying. Now, it depends on where you're shooting it. Clinton House still fills up, but I think it is. I think it's waning. Like I said, I've seen all of the shooting sports for so many years now. Whether you used to do bowling pins matches and see those, and you would see USPSA matches. I'm not saying those are dead, but I think we saw the height of PRS, and I think it's on its way down. I mean, if PRS wasn't hurting for any type of anything, why would they start adding aren't they doing their own version of a Hunter series now for this year?
No, they're doing a light rifle thing, I think is what I heard.
Yeah. And then NRL, you're seeing this huge increase in it, more of a field stage type match.
I think it's getting busier for sure.
Which is no different than, honestly, and I don't know who the
CD
match
matches.
Yeah, it's a ripoff of a CD match, basically, with more structure to it. You know, Zach has been putting those on now for what, 14, 15 years?
Well, it's more based around hunting. It's more based around, it's to get people to do ethical shots.
Yeah.
There's a lot more to it than CD matches.
Yeah, exactly. But it's a spinoff from something like that.
It's very similar, yeah.
Exactly. Not saying one's better than the other, and I think a lot of it has to do with your personality, what type of person you are. Some people like to just, hey, here's your targets, here's your positions, and just go do the best you can with it.
You know what the best part is?
What?
You're in the middle of beautiful country.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm hiking, I got my backpack and all my shit, and I'm like, and then I'm looking over here at some big
You've
old.
done that too. You did that. At the
Oh
base.
yeah, I did that. Yeah, some of you guys remember that.
Some of you guys don't remember that. I was like, what happened to your shirt, man?
I use it as toilet paper.
paper.
But you're in beautiful country, so I really like that compared to flat.
Does Rick poop in the woods?
Rick does poop in the woods. Rick poops whenever he needs to poop.
All right, Sniper DMR has been really fun. Yeah. Ray, when are you going to start shooting hunter matches? This year. Actually, I'm having a proof rifle built specifically for it.
I don't know if you're going to get in anywhere.
Hey, if I do, I do. If I don't, I don't.
I mean, I'll try to help you, but
yeah, I mean, like I said, I've got so much going on right now.
Between traveling and trying to do videos and everything else.
Yeah, it's definitely fun. Your adrenaline goes up, the clock's, and you haven't found the 4 targets yet, and you're like, oh shit. Then you're thinking, okay, I got to shoot. Sign up for Cody. It opens on the 10th. Yeah, that one opens on, but it's in Montana, Wyoming. That's probably one of the best matches you could go to.
Yeah.
As far as my top 4, and the number are the top 4 for prettiness, like being in a gorgeous area to shoot, is Cody, Wyoming, Madras, Oregon. They're not doing it this year, but Julietta, Idaho is amazing. And I said Madras, Oregon. Where else was a badass one?
I do matches when it's convenient and it's possible.
Yeah, you're a busy guy.
Yeah, and then we added a bunch of shows this year because I have a responsibility to Microtech as well.
Yeah, he's got knife shows to go to.
A lot this year, and we're pushing a lot more law enforcement, military type stuff with them within the company. So yeah, I'll be traveling a lot. So I don't know how much shoot. I shoot when I can.
This is a good question. If you guys could make your own shooting series, what would you make? I tell you what, it would be similar to NRL Hunter, but I'd probably add a pistol, which is basically some of the sniper. The problem is the team sniper stuff is badass and awesome, but like for a guy that travels by himself to all these different places, I can't rely on some partner to meet me.
Yeah, no.
So it doesn't work. That's the only problem. So yeah, Alaska's gonna. I haven't shot there yet though, but Alaska's gonna be badass, Jake. But I haven't shot there, so I can't say that one. And I'm missing one for some reason. Well, the New Mexico one was cool. It was hot as sin. I thought I was in hell for a weekend, but it was beautiful country. But Madras, Juliet, Idaho, Cody, Wyoming. Where's the next prettiest one? Montana. Which one was that? What was the name of the Montana match? Or what state was that in? Or town?
While he's thinking, James. So if you could make your own shooting series, what would you make, or does it already exist? So I came up with an idea. This almost came to fruition.
Yeah, Belt, Montana. Sorry. That was bad.
If it would have happened somewhere like the Clinton House or whatever. But we were thinking about, and it was on the table to try to do this. Basically, it would be a team. You would need a side-by-side. Now, the side-by-side wouldn't be part of the match as far as how fast it was. So if you showed up with a Polaris Razor and this other guy shows up with a Polaris Ranger, he's not at a disadvantage at all. Basically, you would take everything you needed, kind of like a Mammoth, but you had multiple platforms. You had shotguns, you had sniper rifles, DMR rifles, you had pistols.
It's a good thing you got some type of side-by-side.
Well, that's what you had it for. But
Yeah,
basically,
I would need one.
it was like mission specific. So
that'd be cool.
So basically, you would do your transits in the vehicle. Like I said, that wasn't part of it. You didn't have to get there fast because of driving. You would get there, you would get your mission, and then you had to choose the tools that you thought, and you wouldn't know because it was going to be blind, but the mission would state it. So some of it would have to do with, did you have all the weapons platforms with you? Was it more speed? Was it more precision? You really don't know.
Yeah.
But you and your teammate, if you needed to go back and get more equipment, it was back there in the side-by-side, unless you carried it all. And we were thinking about doing something like that. There was some issue with some insurance stuff, having so many side-by-sides, but doing something like that would be really fun. Would have been cool.
You weren't a sniper in LA.
This is for Ray. I thought I heard you were a sniper in LA. No. I've always been in North Carolina, born and raised. Yes, I was a sniper, but not out west.
No, and that would be a fun match. Okay, tripod with bipod retractable legs, solid built, push button extending legs. Would it work, Rick? Could cut them. Rick could cut them. I've seen where they're doing that now. I can't remember who the company was. It's basically you kind of hit the button and they fall.
Yeah, so that is made by this. It's a photography company. The guy's got a YouTube channel. It's something like Jackrabbit or something like that. But that system, you have to push, hold, it extends. You got to wait, let it settle, and then you can release.
Are you wearing a Sin watch, I guess?
Yes, I am. U1. Good eye.
Good eye, mate.
That
would be a fun match, but you'd have to do it like, man, you'd have to find like BLM land or out west, or like if you were traveling.
This was going to run 24 hours. So you'd have to have nods. You'd have to have everything. Oh, it'd be an expensive team. It's the potato jet. It's the potato jet. That's it. That's the one that I saw. You want to talk about, it's the world's fastest tripod. This YouTuber invented it. And
that's right.
Somebody called me Rick.
Yeah.
Yo.
Which is fine. It happens all the time.
All right, let's watch this Asian dude. Here we go.
Closer.
Look at that. Boom. Extended legs.
Come on, that's pretty cool.
He said, come on, that's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. Will the one leg stop early if there's something in the way?
Look at that. Oh.
Is that your cousin?
Hey, dude. Seriously?
You're the one saying it. You're the one saying it.
That's Asian.
Yeah, you can
He is
actually.
Asian.
Let's see. Yeah, Laramie, Wyoming was nice, but it wasn't my top 4. My groups tell me high-end dies are worth it. Yeah, high-end dies are worth it. High-end everything's, for the most part, the way to go. The problem is it just comes out of the pocket faster. Oh, pursuit of accuracy. He's out of here.
See ya.
Heard Laramie had a ton of, oh God, it was horrible. So that little area is basically 10 minutes north of the border of Denver, or not Denver, Colorado. And it's like this valley, and the fog is horrible there. 2 years ago, we had a bunch of fog delays. Then last year, we had fog delays and snow. So it's just that little area holds it in. So it's a great place, beautiful area. But the problem is we had white placards with white snow on the mountains, which made it pretty difficult to find on day one. But it's a nice place. If you've never been or shot Collins' match, it's a great match. Well, it's actually Collins and Andy's match.
Colin Fawson? Andy
Yeah.
Reinhardt?
Andy Wells.
Oh, Andy Wells. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, with Burse.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually talked to Andy the other day.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, they put on a good match. But top four, no, for beauty, it was nice, but it's not in the top four. Hope you get some cheese curds and spotted cow when you come to Wisconsin. Hell yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Make sure you guys definitely come say hi. Because I'll walk, I'm always friendly to everybody, but I'm just going to be walking around. So say hi for sure. Yeah, last time I was in Wisconsin, I was shooting a Rimfire match, I think. And I had to get some cheese curds. Can't remember what else I got. I got a whole thing from up north, some northern meal. I was like, okay, what does everybody eat up here? And I had all sorts of shit. This was pretty good. Gained a few extra pounds during that thing. Let's see. No, yeah, you guys want to go to those top four if you want to see pretty, and that's definitely the place to go. Let me go through my little list here. Where the hell is it at? Oh, right here. Let me see if Vernal, Utah was not my favorite. It was muddy, or not muddy. It was dusty and windy. The Rough Rider Rumble in North Dakota was okay. Decent country. Madras, Oregon was really nice. Belt, Montana, super nice. Price, Utah, pretty sunsets. More desert, obviously, but definitely nicer than Vernal, Utah. So it was a little prettier. And it was nice. Snake Julietta, Idaho. That was really pretty. Buffalo's Revenge. That was Laramie, Wyoming, the one we were talking about. Gunworks, Cody, Wyoming was freaking amazing. Vortex Whitetail. That was okay. Nothing magical. I mean, it was okay, but it was kind of rolling hills and not as pretty as the other ones, but still nice. Georgia, Blakely, Georgia. It's okay. Oklahoma, that was kind of in the fields, flatter. We had some winds, not horrible, not magical. And Steel City Safari, Alabama, it was okay. It had trees and bushes and stuff. It had one little hill climb you had to do, which wasn't horrible. And it was okay. I mean, but those four that I talked about were the most, like, four walking around and seeing beauty. The top four were those ones I said. Which match do you find would be, the best for the beginner? This year was probably one of the best ones. And that was in, what town was that? I don't remember the town. February. That was February 7th and 8th. That was in Wortham, Texas. That is a perfect match to shoot. At least it was last year for a beginner. Targets were all painted. I did a video on that for a new shooter for NRL Hunter. Targets were all painted. The farthest target was only 600 yards. Easy to find the placards, easy to find the targets. One of the cool things was, Wortham, was that you shot on a motocross track, which was badass. I never done that before. So that was pretty cool. Doing any matches in Michigan? I don't think there is a match in Michigan. I don't think there's a match in Michigan. I don't believe. I sent you pictures of a new Ventress rifle. Sent me pictures, all right. Is it an email? I don't see anything. How'd you send it? Let's see. NRL Hunter, do you pretty much have to go for a carbon barrel or make weight in all? No, I'm running a steel barrel with
A steel thin barrel.
steel thin barrel. Yeah. You have three options. You got factory, you got open light, and you got open heavy or teams. So 4 divisions really. Or if you're a junior or a female, but you need to be under 16 pounds with bipod and scope and everything for your heavy, for open heavy, and then 12 pounds and under for factory and also the open division. Let's see. Midwest is neglected for hunter matches. We need more. Yeah, Jake, it's all up. If you have, I mean, I know there's a shit ton of property up there. It's just a matter of getting ready, finding an RO, or maybe you can, or not RO, MD, match director, having a place that'll hold it, and then sending that information to Travis Ashita at NRL Hunter, because we've done a good job about bringing some to the East Coast. Now we got North Carolina, which will already be out west, so I won't make it back. But North Carolina's doing one, Virginia's doing one. I'll be at that one. Georgia and Alabama. So they're coming out here now. So there's more out here, which is nice because now more of the U.S., which is really good because they're selling out that fast. But if you know people are willing to be a match director, have the property to do it, or know some farmers that have property to do it, I can get you in contact with the right people, or you can just go to NRL and kind of set it up for 2026 because these ones are already filled up. They already know. We already know where we were shooting for 2025. It was just a matter of them opening up. Like on the 10th of March, basically Gunworks match, which is in Cody, Wyoming, will open up, and then everybody will fill it up. That one's going to fill up fast. Joaquin, I know I had been slacking. I have some shirts. I don't have any hats done yet. I bought these just to see the quality of them. They're not bad. They're through Sticker Mule. If this is something you're interested in as far as logos and stuff, I haven't done any hats yet. I know I used to do hats all the time, but I used to travel back and forth. Maybe the place that I used to order them from, it used to be my uniform shop for my fire department stuff, and they would make them for me. But I have all the stuff to make them. I mean, as far as the new logos, but it's just a matter of getting hats done. And it has to be a place where you can just order from, because I'm not going to be like carrying 100 different hats in my van and try to mail them out as I'm driving along the United States. Like this stuff you can get through Sticker Mule if you really wanted a hat or a shirt. And I can put the link somewhere, but and you guys don't, if you want some swag, that's cool. If not, I don't care. I'm not asking you to buy anything. Let's see. Check your email now. Okay. All right. What is that? Oh, wow. Check out that rifle. That's pretty. This is Red Raiders. Look at that.
Red Rider.
No, Red Raider.
That's a bench rest.
Yeah. Let's see. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything. Ghost Hunter match. Oh, and for some of you guys that are out west,
Race car.
go to nrlhunter.org, and they have one-day matches called Hunter Games. So they're a lot more lackadaisical. I don't even know if they weigh in rifles and stuff. The prices are way cheaper. It's like $50, $30. I think Collins, he has one for $100. Probably have some nice trophies or something.
Nice.
But you can kind of get an idea. My buddy Lance, he likes shooting those just to make sure he gets a chance to practice. So click under hunter games, and there'll be places. There's a lot more out west than there is on the East Coast. But if you want to do like a 1 day just to try to get your idea if you like it or not. How are my hands feeling? They're okay. They're still a little stiff. I stopped taking that medicine way back. I don't like taking medicine for the most part. So every once in a while they're a little crunchy, but it's just part of being old. I used to use, I always did stuff with my hands. So 90% of it's arthritis for the most part. Now I did have the problem before where my fingers would lock up and I couldn't remember that. And I'd have to grab them to unclick them, like to unlock them. And that was annoying. And in my trigger finger, it was mostly these 3 fingers. And thank goodness my trigger finger wasn't as jacked up. But Ben B's out there. What? Let's see. Do you pretty much have to go? Oh, that was your question. Okay. No, you don't. You just depending on what are some good barrel structure for like a lighter weight rifles, that would be good. Like a Palma or something for trying to save weight.
No, I mean some of these contours, like on the Havoc, those are thin. Those are tiny, tiny contours.
No, but what would be good?
I don't know.
You don't know? Yeah, I don't know either. Half of that's the reason I shoot factory. It's just I don't deal with just easy button stuff, right? Easy button.
That's right.
Just hit the range. A lot of people do shoot carbon rifles or carbon barrels, though. So, Jake, talk to some of your shooting buddies out there. See if you can get one going. I'm glad that Andy has put something together for us this year. I hope he can set up one day. No one can make it with steel barrel. I have a factory. Yeah, steel barrels, they're just light. They're lightweight. You're hoping, here's the difference between this and like PRS. When you go, you usually have 4 targets at the most, and then all the way down to 1 target. The most you'll ever shoot is 8 rounds, and you're hoping to only shoot 4 rounds. And if you can shoot 4 rounds, that means you clean the stage and your barrel doesn't get super hot. So you want to hit targets and not have to shoot 8 rounds every stage so your barrel doesn't get smoking hot. Good to hear East Coast gets, let's see. Now I shot a carbon barrel with the Bagara MG Light. I had some issues with that barrel, which I don't think it was related to the rifle itself. I think I had some rocks, like pebbles in there when I shot around, and it basically scarred the whole inside of or like a majority of the barrel at the end of the season. I got it rebarreled from Bagara, and then it shot great again, but I ended up selling that to my buddy Lance because it was already set up for NRL Hunter, so he's been shooting that. How's it going, Trent? Rick, the older you get, the more medicine you take, except that, nope, I'm 25.
Don't even get me started. I'm on 6 a day.
You don't even have to eat breakfast
for the rest of my life.
6 a day? Yeah, we're getting older, unfortunately. What are the common calibers used in NRL Hunter? The majority, like if you took the most rated, is probably going to be 6.5 Creedmoor. There's a lot of 22 Creeds now. There's what's that, 6x46 or whatever? I don't know. There's some other rounds. And then if you shoot factory, there's a couple rifles that are chambered in 6 Creed you can shoot as well. But you're basically trying to make power factor. The power factor is 380,000. So you take your bullet weight times your speed, and then as long as you're over 380,000, you're good. As long as that 6 a day keeps you upright. There you go, Smoking Cash.
That's right.
Lead Mine in 44. What happened to DP Gunworks? DP Gunworks is going strong. He's in Arizona doing his thing. He's building a lot of 22s and other stuff. But I can only say that because I had a chance to talk to him not too long ago. But yeah, Trent, there's a bunch of different ones, especially in the open class where you just need to make power factors. So some of these guys are zinging like 135s at some crazy speeds to get it to work. But there's a lot of everything basically. But the most common caliber is 6.5 Creedmoor. Yeah, 6.5 by 47. That's it. Yeah, 380,000. So say you got a bullet that's 147 grains and it's shooting, I don't know, 2740 or whatever that mathematic ends up being, then as long as you're over 380,000. So if I'll do this for you guys. So let me get to the calculator. If I can find it. So if you go the other way, because this is what I have to do for, I take 380,000 and I divide it by my bullet weight of the Hornady ELD 140s, because that's what I'm going to be shooting, equals, I need to be above 2714. So you can do it that way too, as long as your speeds are above.